hand for the first All-American Bowl, and it comes your way next on Cable 12 Sports. Cable 12 Sports presents the All-American Bowl, the East versus the West. On Cable 12 Sports, it's NCAA Division II and III and NAIA college football players from throughout the upper Midwest. Good afternoon, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Bill Hunstock. And Bill, it's kind of an interesting first try at this here for these guys, and certainly an idea that has some merit for a lot of good small college football players to get a chance to showcase themselves.
Well, it really does, because these kids are hoping to carry on their career maybe in Europe or someplace else, or with one of the amateur semi-pro leagues around the area. So if they can get a good look out here tonight, play a little bit of good football, we'll be all right. They'll get a chance to at least extend their career one more day.
Now, obviously, when you have a very short time to prepare, this is going to be more about players than about schemes.
You're right. The coaches, talking with Vic Wallace, the head coach of the East team, they really only have had 4 days to prepare, so you can't put an offense together or a defense together that is going to be anything but straightforward and simple. You're depending on the quality of the players to carry the team, and that the good athletes are going to make the good plays for you.
Some of these guys maybe have had a chance to play against each other or whatever, but for most of them it's kind of a thing where they say, hey, how good am I really? And now they get a chance to find out.
And this is for a lot of these guys the first chance to play against guys from other regions of the country that have played the same level of ball that they've played, and to see how they stack up. It gives the coaches a nice opportunity to see what players from other parts of the country are like. I know Vic has coached here in Minnesota for 6 years, but being down in Tennessee for the last 3, he hasn't seen players from Iowa and Nebraska and further west. So it's a good opportunity for the players and the coaches to just get in and mix it up.
Well, our third member of our broadcast crew for today's game will be Bill Conlon. He's standing by now with the game director, Terry Sullivan.
Thanks very much, Jay. Well, the big showcase about this first inaugural All-American Bowl is, of course, being able to play here in the Metrodome. A lot of these players playing at the Division III and II level don't get a chance to play here, although some of the local favorites have had a chance if they made it to the Prep Bowl. And, of course, it's a great showcase for some of these athletes who will try to impress some scouts here today. And also for the others, it's a chance to lace up the cleats one last time as they finish off their college career. So it should be an exciting day, and we'll try to bring you a little flavor here from the sideline. Let's go back over to you guys.
Bill, obviously when you get a chance to pick teams for this, it's a little difficult to know. I think we might be able to tell right away, though, if one team or the other is going to be physically stronger. I think they try and match them up as best they can, but it'll be a good chance to see right away what's going to happen that way.
Well, that's right. And again, talking with the coaches, they're going to play all their players. They're going to try to get everybody in the game a fair or equal amount. So it's more about playing and just getting out and having a good time than it is anything else. The coaches are going to take it seriously from the standpoint that they want to look sharp and play well. And the players are going to take it seriously because of the competitive nature that they are and the competitive nature of the game. But each player is also going to be trying to play his best every single play in there. So we may see some things that are very interesting tonight.
All right, it's Stars and Stripes, East and West in the All-American Bowl. It comes your way next. Please stay with us on Cable 12 Sports. Team's about to take the field for this one. The Stars team is the team wearing the blue with, oddly enough, stars on the uniforms, Bill. They are the West team. And the East team is also known as Stripes here. Kicking off will be the Stars. Set to do the kicking here will be Scott Doyle of Chadron State. Nice to know they also do select place kickers for this game so that we don't have a guy who's not used to doing it trying to tee it up and drive it out there, which can happen at times in all-star situations.
Hey, you've got to make sure you cover all the bases.
So the Stars team, the West team, will kick off here to start today's game. 15-minute quarters here in college football. Puts his foot to it. Trevor Rogers coming up to take it. Rogers dances out over the 25, the 26-yard line. And that is where the East team, or the Stripes, will start it out. They have an offense that looks like this. Pete Fox of St. Thomas is the quarterback. Trevor Rogers and Jason Tarkowski of La Crosse are the running backs. Joe Leonard of St. Cloud State and Eddie Barrett of UM Morris at the wide receivers. Chris Repenchek of Wisconsin Eau Claire is the tight end. The left tackle, Trevor Tagle of Lakeland. Jason Hinners of Central Iowa at left guard. Another Central Iowa player, Matt Banstra at center. Matt Kalin of Carthage at the right guard, and Willie Stone of Central Iowa at right tackle for the Stripes. Rolling to his right is Fox on first down. Little dump pass, and it is complete, I believe. Yes, hauled in by tight end Chris Repenchek out of Eau Claire. No, check that. That was the other tight end, Vince Propson out of St. Norbert College. Saw him in the workouts the other day. A pretty big kid, pretty impressive looking. Yeah. 6'3", 240-pound tight end. And that'll be a second down and about a yard coming up. Gain of 9 on the first passing play for Stripes. Split back set, and behind Pete Fox out of St. Thomas. Handoff should produce a first down, it would appear. And Tarkowski handling the football.
The two running backs from La Crosse, Tarkowski and Rogers, played on the NCAA Division III National Championship team at La Crosse this past season.
It will bring up a first down and 10 at the 38-yard line of the East squad.
First down and 10 at the 38.
Keep in mind, we will be seeing all sorts of different players in this game. In fact, the Stripes coaches were kind of reluctant to provide a starting lineup because they said, hey, everybody's going to play equally as much anyway. Fox scrambling, and he's dumped on the play. Brought down by Ken Campbell out of Minot State, number 59.
They've run that's the second time that Pete Fox has run the waggle. We see that he fakes the sweep to the right and comes back out to the left. This time finding nobody open, he elects to keep it and gets a gain of about 3-4 yards. So a nice play on first down. They've loosened up the defense a little bit with those 2 first down plays running the waggle there.
2nd and 7 was a pickup of 3 on the play for Pete Fox and company. Toss sweep left side. Trevor Rogers tucks it up and out to the 45-yard line. Picks up about 4. Bring up a third down and short coming up here for the East squad. Just about a minute and a half into the ball game. Trevor Rogers, 5'9", 205-pounder.
And here's the toss sweep to the left. Good blocking. The guards pulled out and get him a good 4 yards on that toss sweep. We're going to see basic running plays and very straightforward passing plays. The teams have not had enough time, like you said, Jay, to put in real schemes. So they're going to be picking and choosing the best plays that they can from their formations.
3rd down and 3 coming up. Fox rolling out, gets pushed back deep. Now he'll tuck it up. Fox in trouble, and down he goes. The pursuit got him from the backside there. Grant Beerbauer out of Wartburg in Iowa, linebacker, drags him down.
And again, that was the waggle. It's the 3rd time they've chosen the waggle, and on a 3rd in medium yardage like this is a tough play because the quarterback, if he hasn't got anybody open, has to be able to run to the open spot of the field. And the defense did a good job of closing that down.
And the East squad will punt it away here. Dave Johnson out of Lakeland on the punt. High kick, not real long, and it's going to take a sideways bounce and out of bounds at about the 24-yard line, and that's where the West squad, or the Stars, will start it out. Here's the offense for the Stars. Brian Keating of Morningside is their quarterback. The running backs, Waylon Rucker of Iowa Wesleyan and Derek Sanders out of Minnesota Crookston. Wideouts are Mike Vincent of Northern Michigan, a local product from Washburn High School, Corey Brooks of Chadron, and then Todd Centers of Omaha, Nebraska at the tight end. Sheldon Warwa of Minot State and Myron Branning at the left side offensive line. Brian Vanderlyn of McPherson is the center. Len Prasowitz of Winona and Jason Rout of Sioux Falls are the right guard, right tackle. Flea flicker on the first play. Brian Keating, look at him air it out. Oh, and it's dropped. Corey Brooks had it in his arms and let it fall through. Stars wasting no time going to the razzle-dazzle, and a great arm distributed by Keating.
And Corey Brooks made a nice effort. That ball just popped off his chest here, but boy, they really aired that sucker out. You see, and he was wide open. That would have been not only a big game, but that had a chance of going all the way for the touchdown. And nice way to start the game. It really loosens the defense up.
Second down, 10. They go with the fullback dive. Short pickup on the play for Brian Strand of Mayville State.
Again, you start off with the big play and come back right back with a nice pop up the middle, get about 5 yards. Really leaves you in a fairly decent third down position. It's a chance you take if that first down pass is incomplete.
3rd and 6 officially. Keating throwing over the middle, pass complete and close to a first down. Big tight end Todd Centers, 6'2", 250. Hauled it in, and it looks like he may have enough here as they eye the yard marker, and he's got it.
Very nicely placed. I didn't know if he had gotten the ball that far. Makes a nice catch.
See him fighting there, battling with Mark Hobbs, and I think it was a good call.
Yeah, he gets the ball stretched out there right as he hits the ground, so it's a good call.
All kinds of players rotating in and out. We'll do our best to keep you updated on all the guys seeing action in this one. 1st and 10 on their own 35 for the Stars, the West team here in today's game. Handoff on the draw, goes right side with it, Waylon Rucker out of Iowa Wesleyan.
Very large young man at 6'2", 240 pounds.
Just thinking the same thing, Bill, that small colleges, but that doesn't mean small players.
No, and anybody that's seen MIAC or Iowa college football, knows that these guys are big and strong. I see a nice surge by the offensive line. The right side of the offensive line got a good hole for Rucker. About a 4 or 5 yard gain.
On the 38 now, 2nd down. Inside handoff to the flanker. That one's not going to go too far as Mike Vincent had very little room and took kind of a beating inside as well there. Nice hit from behind made by Mark Hernandez. Speaking of big, 300-pounder out of Central Iowa.
And a pretty nice tackle by Andy Reed there, the linebacker, 6 foot, 210-pounder from Cornell College down in Iowa.
Did manage to pick up a short gain of maybe a couple, so 3rd down and 4. I thought Vincent had been stopped nearly at the line, but able to surge forward for a couple. I formation behind Keating. Pass is incomplete as it got away from Brian Strand coming out of the backfield. Keating maybe a bit behind him, but certainly appeared catchable again, and Keating's had some tough luck with a couple of drops here early on.
And Brian Strand certainly had a chance to catch it. It is tough to catch the ball when you're turning back like that, but he was wide open, and that had a real good chance of getting the first down.
Punt formation here. No rushing allowed on the punt. It's punted away there by Corey Brooks. And it's going to bounce dead inside the 10-yard line, so the Stripes team, the East team, not able to field it, and that'll pin them deep. They'll spot it on the 9-yard line. 2nd possession of the afternoon for the East squad. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Bill Hunstock from the Dome 9:10 to play in the first quarter. You're watching the All-American Bowl, which is the top Division 2 and 3 and NAIA college football players, primarily from the upper Midwest.
Right.
We also have some youngsters from Tennessee in as well, which I guess no matter how you slice it doesn't mean upper Midwest, but they are also involved in this game.
Right. Well, those guys obviously coming up with Coach Wallace and his staff from Lambeth University down there in Jackson, Tennessee.
Pete Fox at quarterback, straight drop, throwing deep. Pretty good coverage out there, a diving attempt, but unable to haul it in is Devin English from Upper Iowa. Very on-target throw, and there was good coverage out there as well by Ryan Smith.
Yep.
Good play all around. The only thing missing was when he hit the ground, it appeared to pop out. So a 2nd down and 10.
And that's a nice throw on the fade, and English makes a nice effort on it, just doesn't quite get the whole handle on it, and loses it as he contacts the ground. But that really was a nice throw and effort out there. Pretty good defense.
2nd and 10, and we're going to have our first penalty of the game as the left side of that offensive line pulling up out of their stance. And you certainly you can't be surprised to occasionally see this in a game like this. These guys, aside from the fact that they haven't had much chance to work out together, they also haven't played football for a few months. And,
that's right.
No matter how you slice it, you can run a lot, you can lift a lot. It's not the same.
That's not. You're not out there listening to the snap count, and that's really tough to pick up the voice of a new quarterback in a short period of time.
Half the distance penalty here makes it 2nd down 14. Fox giving on the delay. Short pickup there. As cut down on the play. I believe it was Rogers handling the football. Unfortunately, not all of the lights are on at the Metrodome for this game, and it makes it a little bit tougher for us to pick up everybody, especially on the East squad here. Gain out to the 10-yard line, so it gives them the 5-yard line.
Yep.
So just a little bit more breathing room for what could be a punting situation coming up if they're not able to work things here on this 3rd and long. Fox dropping into the end zone, fires it, and it may have been tipped, it appeared, and falls well short of the intended receiver, Chris Bodie, out of South Dakota Tech. And this will bring up a punt. Boy, this is the one time where if you're the East squad here, you're extremely happy there's a no rushing the punter rule for this game, because otherwise could be trouble. He'll be punting out of his own end zone, will Dave Johnson.
Yeah, that's something you definitely like in the All-Star games, is that the no rush rule does give the punter a chance to catch the ball and kick it. And I think overall makes for a better game as well. You see a little bit more offense, and you obviously can't practice every single phase of the game when you only have 4 or 5 days to prepare.
Tim Hughes chased back to the midfield stripe to field it. Hughes has a little running room, and he'll gain 10 yards on or bring it back 10 yards on that return. Very nice punt. And then Tim Hughes out of Northern State sets up his West squad in pretty good territory here. The Stars team has it at the 40-yard line here on their 2nd possession.
Really excellent field position for the West squad as the Stars come up over the ball. Having that good field position early in the game really can set the tone for you for the entire half.
I formation behind Brian Keating out of Morningside. We're in the option play. Pitch was behind Derek Sanders a little bit, and Sanders gets back to the line, maybe a shade over it. A host of white shirts there. David Drain at the bottom of the pile, number 8. That one nearly fouled up completely here.
Yeah, that was a tough one because Keating took a big hit right as he pitched that, and Dave Drain, you can see, comes up, forces the ball back inside. That's just what that corner is supposed to do. Very nice fundamental play by David Drain. One of the schools that I used to coach at, Lakeland College.
One of many, is the way it's
over in Plymouth, Wisconsin.
Split backs this time behind Keating. Straight drop, 2nd down and 10. Good protection for Keating. Rolling to his right. Fires. Oh, picked off. What a great catch made by Bill Kriesel out of Augsburg.
And Bill Kriesel really comes a long ways to make this play. As they see Keating buying himself a little bit of time, gets a lot of protection, fires back across the field, long pass, and Kriesel has enough time to get back there. That's a beautiful interception.
Had a chance to talk to Bill at the workouts the other day, and he said he's one of the players that he's here just to play his final game of football, and then looks at it like that, not that he's trying to impress anybody to move on.
Right.
He was just wanted one more opportunity to show his friends and family from around the area what he could do.
And I think that's a real plus for this type of a game, is give the guys some recognition for the fact that they have completed their careers at good college programs all around the area.
And Rogers, very short pickup on the play. Surging through to make the tackle, Vince Penningroth, another Wartburg athlete, number 99.
They really got a good surge there to shut that sweep down. This is a handoff sweep to the right. You see Penningroth coming right down the line of scrimmage. You have to block that backside in when you run the sweep, because he can come right down the line of scrimmage, and if he's quick enough, he can get there and make that play, as we just saw.
Loss of a couple on the play. 2nd down and 12 now for the East. Toss out to Rogers, running left, and it looked like the same man, Penningroth, was the first to hit him. Got some help there from Sean Bennett, number 96, as well. Well, Penningroth, he wants to make sure that we didn't miss him with that tie-dyed orange shirt underneath his jersey,
That's
too.
That's right. You see Trevor Rogers cutting back inside, but once they turn back inside, if there's no wall off to cut the linebacker's flow off, that play really isn't going to have much of a chance. Now they're going to be forced with a 3rd and 11 to they're going to have to put the ball up in the air.
Just under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. No score on the board here. This is the East team, the Stripes, with the football. Little screen pass set up to the right side. Jason Tarkowski weaving back. Tarkowski over midfield. Finally dragged down by Tim Hughes, with some help there from the lineman Bennett coming all the way back, but a great screen set up by the East.
That was very well done. Pete Fox took a big hit just as he released the ball, but that's what you want to see, is that good pressure on the quarterback, and he just releases it in time. Get out there, nice wall out there. Tarkowski showing a little bit of what helped make lacrosse the national champions last year. You see Sean Bennett coming a long ways. You see a defensive lineman running 55 yards to make a tackle. They do not like that. That's not their favorite thing to have to do.
All the way down to the 43, as the biggest offensive play of the game by far was that one right there. Here's the handoff to Rogers, digging straight ahead. Rogers down to nearly the 40-yard line, pickup of a couple on the play. It looked better at the start than it turned out to be.
Well, you see a nice hole that opens up, and Rogers gets into it. It looked like it was going to be a 6 or 8 yard game, but it did close pretty quickly. So we see it's a counter tray, and Rogers is a little bit quick. That's where you don't have the timing to run that play. Just as the lineman was making the block, Rogers got there. You'd like to have him be either a step quicker or a half step slower, just to adjust that timing.
And Pete Fox will take a timeout here for the East squad with 4:04 to go in the opening quarter. Pretty good first quarter of football so far. Some nice, some great plays here. It's April.
Yep.
And we haven't seen football for a while. It's kind of nice.
It is, and these guys are probably a little bit rusty. Again, talking with the coaches before the game today, they haven't really hit during the practice. They've had pretty much non-contact type practice. So this is the first hitting that most of these kids have done since late November, or maybe early December in the case of a couple of them. But still, that's almost 5 months that they haven't made any contact, and to have to come out and play a game and have that be your first live hit is a little bit tough.
And that's what's so different about football than other sports. I mean, if you're a hockey player, you can go skate and practice, and it's much closer to being game-like conditions than any football player can ever. You know, you're not going to go out in the backyard and hit full speed. It just doesn't happen that way.
And the game is a game of collisions. There's no doubt about it.
2nd down and 8 here for the East squad after the timeout. Fox rolling to his left, chased out of the pocket, tucks it up, and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Fox, he knew that Vince Penningroth wanted to plant him in this Metrodome turf. He was able to get outside the containment and pick up some yards on the play.
You see, Penningroth does a good job of fighting off the block, and Fox beats him to the corner, but Penningroth showing some good speed for a defensive lineman, and Fox just gets out of bounds.
Richard Adams, the third, is able to lunge and force him out. So 1st down and 10. Good march going here for the Stripes team, the East. And there again is Mr. Penningroth. Beats the left tackle on the play that time, Jesse Swartwood, and pops him a good one.
And Penningroth does a good job. He's showing some real durability here. That's his 2nd tackle for a loss. He's been in on a couple of good plays. And you see he just gets around the corner on number 72, Jesse Swartwood. And once that defensive lineman gets around the corner on the tackle, it's very tough. The tackle has just virtually no options as to where he can go to block the guy.
Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd down 14 now for the East. They go with a draw play to Rogers. Rogers into the open. Down inside the 20. Rogers finally forced out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Pickup of 25.
Boy, and Trevor Rogers made a couple of nice moves. First move coming through the line of scrimmage, he makes a nice break to his right as he comes off the block right there, gets outside, makes another S cut to the outside, gets the sideline, and really the last guy makes the play on him at the 13-yard line.
14-yard line.
Well, if you remember a moment or two ago here, Bill, this East team was pinned very deep inside their own zone. A couple of huge plays have gotten them, they're knocking on the doorstep now. 1st and 10, they'll spot it officially on the 14. Fox fires complete. Pickup of about 5 as he's able to hook up with Chris Jost, a tight end out of St. Norbert.
Boy, St. Norbert had a couple of huge tight ends. Jost at 6'3", 250, making a nice catch here. As we see again, they run the waggle. And Penningroth can't quite get off the block this time. Nice handwork by the offensive tackle. And Chris Jost makes a nice catch. But both of those tight ends from St. Norbert, Vic Propson and Chris Jost, are 6'3", 250 pounds each. They're pretty good sized kids.
2nd down and 4 officially now. The handoff goes to Tarkowski. He's submarined after a short pickup there. Good defensive surge there, just getting low and getting under Tarkowski. About 2 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. And a 3rd down and 3 play coming up for the East squad, the Stripes. Flag down. We may have a delay of game, it looks like, huh?
Probably. With nothing going on in the line of scrimmage, that's usually what you think.
Yep.
That's exactly it.
25-second clock had in fact wound down to 0, so that doesn't help. When you're facing a 3rd and 3, you've got a lot more different things you can do than 3rd and 8.
That's right. And now you're forcing yourself into a decision. If you don't get a 1st down here, which they can get at the 4-yard line, do you kick the field goal? Is it better to get a 3-point opportunity, or do you want to try to, you always want to get the touchdown if you can, and that really takes you out of it puts you in a choice you don't want to make.
Fox firing for Tarkowski. Caught it, I believe. Yes, he did, but he's short of the end zone.
Caught it at the 1-yard line. Very nice catch by Tarkowski. Diving right there at the 1-yard line. A little bit underthrown if that ball's a couple inches higher. And here we see Pete Fox setting up again on the waggle, throwing back. You see a nice catch. He just got his hands on the floor underneath that. Now they're 1st and goal at the 1. So now the question is answered. You don't have to worry about whether you go for a field goal or not at this point.
East on the doorstep here. Give to Tarkowski, and he is in for the touchdown.
Right over first base.
Stripes going up here, the East squad, as Tarkowski plunges in from a yard away.
Just a straight ahead dive play right over the middle of the line. You see he's easily into the end zone. Very nice surge by the left side of the offensive line.
High snap on the extra point. Fox will roll, throws, and incomplete as he was looking for a guy with only one shoe there, the kicker, as trying to hit Matt Hemingway out of St. Cloud State. So it'll stay at 6-0 for the Stripe squad.
A little bit of a break for the Stars as a bad snap causes the no opportunity for the extra point.
Scott Needham will kick away here for the Stripe squad. Scott out of Augsburg. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, another place you've coached.
Yep. We were at Augsburg for 5 years.
So 6-0 after a nice lengthy march there for the East squad. Pinned deep in their own end and able to get really 2 very big plays. The one pass to Tarkowski was the big one.
Yeah, that screen. Very nice play. Tarkowski did a very nice job of running behind his screen to get in the open, and then the draw play to Rogers that really set up the touchdown.
Kick handled by Rich Katerlick, number 24. And he is tripped up. Nice play. Believe it may be Kriesel. It's hard to tell. The gentleman who made the tackle has his jersey all bunched up.
It's all wrinkled in the back.
Couldn't pick out his number because it's so... Kriesel makes the tackle there.
And he makes a really nice tackle. It looks like he's going to break into the open as he turns to his left here. And Kriesel, he just upsets his feet. Brings him down.
Second huge play of the game for Kriesel now. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Keating and the Stars offense. Rolling out to the right. Pass complete. Ooh, and a big hit delivered there. David Drain laying the wood there to Brian Strand, but Strand holds on and picks up a first down. Out just over the 30-yard line. Pickup of 10.
Well, the East squad ran the waggle a few times, so the West comes back with it. Keating finding the open receiver, the fullback in the flat. A nice hit by David Drain.
And that will turn out to be our last play of the opening quarter of this game. Our score at the end of 15 minutes here of this All-American Bowl. The Stripes team, the East 6, and the Stars 0.
Right here. That's good.
Right now, Bill Conlon standing by, and we'll send it down to Bill on the sideline.
Thank you very much, guys. Terry Sullivan joins me now, the man who put this All-American Bowl together, and tell me a lot of things behind the scenes that we don't get to see. It's been a fun couple days, I know, for you.
Well, yeah, it's amazing how many little tweaks and things like that to make sure everybody gets here on time, and players. We've been working on this for about 8 months, trying to put it together, and I think there's a good quality product out in the field. Out there, there's some good football players. We had a couple of scouts from some of the teams here yesterday looking at some of the players, and we're going to do it again next year, and I think the fans are getting to see something that they haven't seen before up in this area.
And certainly the Metrodome helps too bring these kids in here, doesn't it?
Oh, no question about it. Nice, especially when you're probably going to play some of these guys. Might play some of the last games they'll ever play, and they get a chance to get and play in a real nice facility.
All right, thanks, Terry, for joining us.
No
Let's
problem.
go back upstairs to Jay and Bill.
Thanks very much, Bill. And the first down play for the Stars was a pitch out to Derek Sanders there, and Sanders picks up a short gain of 3 yards on the play. He's out of Crookston.
Crookston just within the last year or so has changed from a 2-year program to a 4-year program. So a little bit of newness there. You don't see too many players from Crookston right now. History has been pretty much of a 2-year college.
And motion that time on the West team offense, so it'll push us back 5 yards. Back to the 28-yard line.
Brings up third down as well, ball at the 28.
Should mention all the coaches for you here for the East squad, the Stripes team in white today. Vic Wallace, the head coach out of Lambeth University in Jackson, Tennessee. Paul Troth is his offensive coach. He's also from Lambeth. Mike Wallace out of Apple Valley High School, the offensive assistant. Defensive coordinator Damon Bradford, another guy from Lambeth. And Ricky Catlett coaches the D-line from Lambeth. And also a couple other guys helping out along with their team. There's a pass over the middle. It's picked off.
Yep.
I wasn't sure the collision had freed that one or not, but instead it's an interception for Brian Strand, number 33.
A nice interception for Strand.
Mix up on the pattern here is there were more white shirts around this one than blue.
Well, it looks like there was a miscommunication as the receiver broke right and the quarterback threw left. And that looks like number 33 is that Mark Scully from Wisconsin.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Mark Scully makes the interception there, and Kriesel, I think, was the other guy there with him.
Yep.
New quarterback in now is Randall Mayfield out of Central College, number 13. And the handoff goes to Pat Rush out of, guess where? St. Norbert, 6'2", 195, number 2.
Rush on the carry. Brings up second down and ball at the 46.
Nice handoff. Rush makes a nice break of a tackle there. And a pretty good popping coming along on the rest of the tackle. A little bit of a gain.
Jason Obenauer, number 46, I think was the man who finished him off. He's out of Minot State. And a timeout taken by the East squad here. So we'll see probably a lot of new players here in the second quarter. I was kind of wondering, the coaches were obviously debating, how long, what do we want to do? Do we want to go series by series? And it looks like they went with the first quarter primarily with the same groups.
Yeah, that's probably something that with their skill people, they can move them in and out a little bit differently, but and they'll shuttle offensive linemen in and out a little bit too, because in a longer possession, you want to keep fresh legs in on these guys. These guys are probably not, as we've said, Jay, in football playing conditions, so you just want to keep everybody fresh and healthy. The worst thing that can happen, or the thing you don't want to see happen in a game like this, is somebody get hurt.
Mayfield calling signals, fakes the first man, then the draw play to Rush, and big time hit delivered in the middle there. You could hear that one all around the Metrodome. Laying the boom was Richard Adams III.
And Richard Adams really, really puts a shot on Rush here. You see, it looks like he's getting right into the hole, and he gets a good boom, and there he's flat on his back. Nice form tackle by Richard Adams.
Third and long here for the East. Third and about 8 yards to go from the 46 of the Stars team, the West. Under duress, that one thrown short by Randall Mayfield.
Mike Hampton, a defensive back from Minot State, putting the pressure on Mayfeld. And he had a man open out there. He just couldn't get his feet around to get the ball upfield. The play fake, 3rd and long, not usually a good play action down. You see the hit by the defensive player. Hampton causes that ball to go short.
Dave Johnson on to punt, back deep. Tim Hughes, number 2, 24, Richard Catterlick. Angling it to the left, and looks like it's going to be a very nice kick. Out of bounds, they'll spot it at about the 8, it appears. Maybe even a little deeper than that. Let's see. Nope, 9-yard line is where it went out of bounds there along that far sideline here. 12:28 to play in the second quarter. The East team, the team in white, leading at 6-0, wearing the stripes. And the Stars have been victimized by an interception or two here along the way. Now Tony DeLeon will be the quarterback, number 11 for the Stars. He is out of Mayville State University. First down handoff and a short pickup on the play as Waylon Rucker handling the football. Bill Conlon standing by on the sideline. Let's head down to Bill.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Richard Adams III, and boy, the biggest hit of the game so far. How fun is this to be in this All-Star game?
It's real fun. You know, it might be my last chance playing football, and I have a lot of things I want to show to a lot of people. So it's real fun.
You came a long way to play at Mankato State. Is this your first chance? You played here at the Dome before, haven't you?
I played twice, both years. You know, I only played 2 years at Mankato State.
Okay.
So
you're trying to show some scouts some things, huh?
Yeah. So far, I played all 3 linebackers position. Last time I was playing middle, so I'm just trying to show them, you know, very versatile. To play, do with them anything.
Okay, and he can lay a pop to the players out there as well. Let's go back up to Jay and Bill. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Bill. And Adams, what does a linebacker like more than to drill a guy as he comes through the hole? And Richard Adams definitely enjoyed it.
And he wasn't too excited about that either, was he? Well, if you can't be excitable and be a linebacker, you can't play it. That's for sure.
The different positions on the field require different temperaments, and linebacker, you have to like it.
You got to be a little high-strung.
Tony DeLeon, quarterback I formation behind him, handoff right side. Pretty good blocking there, and pick up on the play for Waylon Rucker.
Pretty nice surge by the right side of the offensive line. Gave Rucker about a 5-yard gain.
They'll call it 2nd and 6 now on the 26. See, they got you when you're a defensive lineman and you get and you're up that high. If they're able to stand you up, definitely not the position you want to be in. And we saw that from at least from the center and the left guard. They're able to get their guys up in the air. DeLeon directing traffic here. Steps up into the pocket, fires over the middle, and almost picked off. In there defensively was Bruce Strong, number 46. Do have a flag down as well.
We had a flag. I don't know if we had a late hit on the quarterback or we had a holding call. The wing judge, the lineman, threw it in. Quarterback steps up. You see the ball was almost picked off by number 46, Bruce Strong, a defensive back from Northwestern College here in St. Paul.
Well, apparently we had a lineman downfield. That penalty is declined, so 3rd down and 6 here for the Stars team, or the West squad here for today's game. Leon dropping to throw, steps up and incomplete. Looking for Rucker out in the flat, but it appeared as though Rucker went out when he expected him to cut up.
And I think that he also realized that his chance of making that play was not real good. He just threw it to an open spot of the field where nobody could intercept it. Take the punt and let's regroup on the sideline.
So the West team will have to boot it away here. Brooks on the punt it. High kick. Fair catch called for, and both guys started to go for it. But the fair catch made by Joe Leonard, number 18. He's a wideout from St. Cloud State University. Well, we heard Adams, Richard Adams talking about, Bill, something else that I guess we haven't talked about much yet is that some of these guys may be playing not exactly the same position that they were used to in college, which probably improves their versatility.
That's right.
They may be a weak side versus a strong side, what they had been used to.
Yeah. What they're doing is when you put an all-star team together, you try to get the best players at whatever position, and not necessarily, if you don't have a middle linebacker, but you got 3 good linebackers, you want to make sure at least somebody can play there.
Pass incomplete, flag down on the play, and so is the quarterback. Penningroth was in the backfield in a hurry that time and putting a hit on Randall Mayfield.
Vince Penningroth is really showing some quickness and speed. As you see, he comes right around that left tackle again, and his hit knocks the ball off the intended line. And Randall Mayfield coming up limping a little bit, but I think we had a hold.
Defensive hold.
We had a defensive hold. Yeah, we had a linebacker really had hold of an awful lot of shirt on the tight end as he tried to release.
Well, you probably would too at the size of those tight ends we talked about from St. Norbert there.
These guys are very large kids.
So a 1st and 10 right at midfield now for the East team. They lead it 6-0. We're in the second quarter of play. Stepping through a couple of tackles that time was Pat Rush, and then he was smacked pretty good. Rush will pick up just about 1.5 yards on the play. So 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Stripes team, the East.
Here's just a straight eye handoff. Rush gets into the hole, but the linebackers are doing a very nice job for the West team in closing into the ball as the ball carrier comes through the line of scrimmage, and that means that they're not getting cut off even though the hole is opening by the lineman.
And right back to Mr. Rush, and he gains yardage near the 45, pickup of 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Rush makes a nice move going to his left and cutting back against the green to get a good 3-4 yard gain there. Just lost my head.
3rd down and 6, ball at the 46-yard line.
So a 3rd and 6 play coming up here for the Stripe squad. Play action pass. Mayfield's pass is too high. Looking for one of the big tight ends. That time intended for a Repencheck, number 86. So incompletion should force a punt here.
And Repencheck is another big tight end at 6'2", 230. As you see Mayfield coming in, the ball has his hand under the ball a little bit and gets too much of a push on the ball, sails over the tight end's head. So once again, the East squad is going to be punting. Probably the West will have not real good field position again.
Dave Johnson punting right up the middle with the punt. Hughes fields it on the 10, and he is going in nowhere. Let's make sure Hughes is going to come out of the pack there as he was buried. Mark Scully was there and a couple of others as well.
Andy
for
Reed.
The East squad.
Very, very good punt coverage by the East squad, and they've gotten the West back inside the 10 again. That's a tough situation to be in as you're trying to start your drive from deep in your own territory more than once in a quarter.
First and 10 on the 8-yard line coming up here for the West squad with 8:09 to play here in the second quarter. And they trail at 6-0. Quick toss to the right side and trying to fight through tackles. And you have to like the effort that time by Derek Sanders, but there were just too many white jerseys out there. Jesse Miller, number 89, hanging on, trying to drag him down. Jesse is out of Wisconsin Lacrosse.
Boy, they really had some good pursuit because he looked like Sanders was going to be able to break a tackle right here. And great effort by is that Miller? Just to hang on to the shirt there to slow him up a little bit.
Gain of a yard on the play, if that. So 2nd down and 9. And the Stars team needs a timeout here. So with 7:19 to go in the second quarter and their team trailing 6-0. The quarterback Tony DeLeon will come over to talk with his staff. I ran through the East squad coaching staff prior to this. The West team coached by Joel Gullickson of Minot State. He's the head coach. Offensive coordinator is Chad Ostlin, who works with you as the Minnesota Maulers.
Right.
Offensive line coach Jay DeCan out of Minot State. Defensive coordinator Al Holmes of Central Lakes College in Brainerd, and Lowell Searski as another defensive assistant. And also working with the equipment, Jason Service out of River Falls. Timeout concluded here. We'll have a 2nd down, and I guess they're going to call it 2nd and 10. Only a gain of a very minimal yardage, not even a half yard on that last play. DeLeon rolling out to his left, firing, and yes, he got it. Tip drill was on right there, and Corey Brooks hauled it in. He had it, he didn't have it, he had it again, and finally he was able to grab it.
And stay in bounds. He was going right on the sideline as he finally corralled the ball there. This is a very nice catch. DeLeon gets the ball just a tad high. You see Brooks staying with the ball, gets bumped, and gets his foot in. And they're playing NCAA rules tonight, Jay, so he only had to actually have one foot in, although he got both of them down.
Did not get the first down. 3rd and about 4. DeLeon firing over the middle. Catch appears to be made, yes, and it should be enough for a first down. Hauling it in is Todd Centers, number 87, out of University of Omaha, Nebraska.
Well, these tight ends for these teams, again, they say small college football, but you look at the size of these tight ends. Centers is 6'2", 250, and that's another good size tight end. You see DeLeon waits until he can drill the ball right in, gets the short gain for the first down.
Quick give up the middle and trying to dig his way forward there was Rucker.
Waylon Rucker, a big fullback out of Iowa Wesleyan, down in Mount Pleasant, Iowa.
And he was his hometown Commerce, Georgia, so he went a long way to play his college ball. And up further north here, second down and 8. For all the effort there, Rucker was able to get just a couple as it was shut off pretty quickly up the middle. DeLeon surveying the field and looks down the middle. Incomplete, intended for Corey Brooks.
DeLeon took a pretty good pop right after he let that. Kind of overthrew Corey Brooks, and he did have Waylon Rucker open in the left flat. I thought he was going to go there. That was the sure thing, but went up over the middle to get the chance at the bigger play and overthrew the receiver.
They do hit in all-star games, believe me.
They do, yep.
Down he goes.
97, it's Pat Vining out of Beloit College in Wisconsin.
So a 3rd down and long play coming up here for the west side. De Leon chased. He got a good block. Now just fires it up for grabs. Picked off. Nice interception there, and bouncing off tacklers, David Drain. Well, it seems though, Bill, always there's a few players who just kind of come to the forefront. I guess Penningroth would be one, and Drain would certainly be another so far in this game.
They both had big plays. Drain's had a couple of very nice defensive plays, including that interception. It's well defense there. You see that the end gets out and forces De Leon back. De Leon maybe forced this ball a little bit, but the ball's in the air long enough to give the defensive back a chance to get position, and he cuts in front of the receiver.
So the Stripes team, the East, has it 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. They lead it 6-0 is our score. Quick drop, fired, and that'll be picked off. Coming back the other way is Terry Brassard, and he's shoved out of bounds. Number 42, linebacker Terry Brassard out of Minot State. Pass was deflected. That's the risk you run with that short drop and then throwing over the middle, is if you've got a lot of hands that have access to the football.
That's exactly it. If the ball pops just a little bit, as you see that it's popped up in the air, the ball's knocked down, nothing happens. But when it pops up in the air, there's too many linebackers zeroing in on the player, on the receiver, that it's almost always going to be an interception.
I believe it was Mike Hampton, number 5, who first got his hands on the football there and helped his teammate get the interception. Toss sweep outside there, and Derek Sanders forced out wide.
Well played by the defensive front there. Saw number 45, Mark Hobbs. Number 73, John Voida, out of Concordia College in St. Paul, making a nice move down the line of scrimmage to make that play, coming out of his defensive end, defensive tackle spot.
And we talked about how big some of these guys are. John Voida is really an undersized lineman. They list him in the program at 2'11", and still able to use his quickness to get to that one. Thinking we might have had a halfback pass coming. We still might. No, he's going to tuck it up. Richard Katerlick weaving his way back. And down at the 22-yard line, pickup of 17. Katerlick roaming around. He wanted to throw.
Katerlick out of Minot State in North Dakota made a couple of nice cutbacks. He ran a long ways to get those yards. He probably ran 2 or 3 times as much as the distance he actually gained. You see, he wants to throw, good pressure by the defense. Breaks outside to give himself a look upfield, decides, I can run it as far as I can throw it, so I might as well go.
So the West team threatening. 1st and 10 on the 22. Handoff up the middle. Breaking tackles along the way is Waylon Rucker, and he's inside the 15. He'll be short of a first down, but not by much.
And that's Waylon Ruckers. You can see the size of that young man right there as he's walking back to the huddle. And he's a load to bring down. That's by far his best run from scrimmage today, a gain of 8 yards. So you see, he's a tough one to bring down.
Another thing about some of these small college guys, Bill, is they maybe went to small colleges because they're late bloomers, or there's a lot of reasons, but by the time that they're done, a lot of these guys are good enough that they could definitely play with some of the Division I kids.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Sweeping to the right, diving it in for the score is Derek Sanders.
What a nice run. And Derek Sanders from University of Minnesota Crookston makes a nice, that's the first time they've really had any opportunity on the toss sweep to break it upfield. He does a good job breaking upfield, gets out of a couple of tackles and makes the score. Here we see he gets around the defensive end, turns up, and gets a good straight shot at the end zone, breaks a tackle at the 5 and spins in.
So the Stars team will be attempting to take the lead here. On to do the kicking, Chris Hogsett, number 3. Off the upright and through, and the Stars team will take a 7-6 lead. Seven to 6 Stars in the lead. Let's go down to Bill Conley.
With the man of the moment right now, Derek Sanders, and talk a little bit about you guys struggling. How big is this for you guys, the Stars?
It's very big. Struggled, in the very beginning, but I knew something would bust open. We just had to settle down, relax a little bit.
What broke free there for you on the run?
It's kind of hard to say. Just, hard work and good blocking.
Okay. How fun is this for you? What kind of experience is this first annual All-American Bowl?
It's beautiful. I love the game. It feels good to play one more.
There are a lot of guys that are doing one of two things. This is their last chance to suit it up or trying to get a look, trying to get some scouts to look at them. How do you see it?
Well, whatever comes to me, I'll be happy. So you really can't complain at this moment.
All right. Congratulations. You got your team up by 7-6. Let's go back up to Jay and Bill.
Thanks very much, Bill, and it's great to hear how excited some of these guys are to play in this game.
It really is. It makes you feel good. These kids are excited to play. They don't really care what happens other than the fact they get a chance to play, and they're having some fun doing it.
Short kick from Hogsett here. Fielding it for the Stripes is Pat Rush. Weaving around. Look at Rush. Dancing in and out and finally popped down. .309 to play in the first half. And the West team, the team in blue, Stars, leading 7-6 as they completed their touchdown march with an extra point, unlike the East team. So they have the 1 point lead here late in this first half of play. Jay Wilcox and Bill Hunstock up in the booth, and Bill Conlon on the sidelines for you on Cable 12 Sports. We hope you're enjoying the action here in the All-American Bowl. Give off to Trevor Rogers, another lacrosse ball player, and Rogers a good hole out to the left side. He's shown some speed in getting to that corner here in this first half.
Well, he looked like he was going to be nailed for nothing there in the backfield. He just outran everybody to the sideline.
And he is close to a first down. He'll gain 9 on the play, 2nd and a yard.
It's a handoff sweep to the left. You see a pretty good block there. He gets the corner and gets around number 46, Jason Obenauer, and uses his speed to get all the way out and get a decent field position for his team.
Pete Fox is quarterbacking again, number 5. Big rush coming at him. Screen to Tarkowski. It worked well once. Does not work well this time. Well read by the defense there. In on the stop for the West, Ken Campbell and Adam Gillespie.
And a good breakup of the screen by Steve Molahan from Southwest State to just get in there and break the thing up so that other people could come in and make the tackle.
This same play is what led to the first touchdown of the game for the Stripes team, but this time nothing doing.
You see, there's Molahan right there. He doesn't actually get the whole hit, but he forces the play and gives him no chance to make it complete.
Fox completes it over the middle as Chris Jost, tight end. And it will be enough for a first down on the play. Out to the 45-yard line of the East. And they don't have to hurry up, but they have to look at the clock a little. 2:08 to go in this first half. And they have 55 yards to go toward what they would hope would be the go-ahead score. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Fox gives on the draw to Rogers. Rogers for a couple.
Very well defense by number 5, Mike Hampton. Defensive back coming up, forcing the play back inside, not giving Rogers a chance to break outside. Let's see right here, there's Hampton right there, forcing the play back inside. There's a lot more people there to help him out. than he has if he lets a guy go back around the outside like happened the first time when they ran that draw play.
And that's the type of play that he may not even get credit for an assist on the tackle, but he definitely was as important to that play as anyone.
That's right.
Fox under some pressure. Fox trying to get out of there and throws it away, wisely so. Tough play running to his left, and he's a right-hander, and he had couple of blue jerseys within 6 inches or so of him. Had to wisely get rid of it.
That's right. Not only is he running from Grant Beerbauer, linebacker out of Wartburg, but he was running away from his receiver as well and trying to get anything on the ball. Here's Beerbauer coming around from the left side. And there's just nothing on the ball there at all. The two defensive ends from Wartburg are really putting some pressure on Fox today.
3rd and 8 here for the East squad. Play action, Fox under a heavy rush again. They're all over him. Looked like the same play almost. This time Fox turns and just trots out of bounds, and his team will be forced to punt. I think it's not really a secret that the defense has a little more of an advantage in this situation in an all-star game like this than the offense, and in terms of they don't need as much timing and things like that to get a play to work.
That's right. And with the offense, everything is timing. The coordination between the linemen and the backs, and the timing between the backs and the quarterback and the receivers. Basically, defensive football is aggressive and reactive, and those are things that you have, and it's harder to teach.
Dave Johnson on to boot it away, a low kick. Hughes hustling out there to get it on the 16-yard line. Avoids the first wave, and Hughes, a pretty fair return there. Dragged down from behind by Mark Scully. 46 seconds to play here. The Stars will have to hurry. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Well, when you have 46 seconds, really they have a 1-point lead, but in an all-star game you don't have much to lose. I think they'll try and do what they can here to get it up the field as quickly as possible.
See if they can air it out to Corey Brooks. A double pass here.
Brooks firing deep over the middle. It'll be intercepted.
Kreisel again.
Kreisel picks up his 2nd interception of the game. And that one was pretty well defended, considering that it was a flanker pass.
That's right. The first throw is actually a lateral, as we see. Back to Brooks, and he throws it to the open spot where the receiver can run to. The only problem is Kreisel there waiting for it.
And they're just playing center field. They're standing camped underneath that one. So now the East team will have one more crack. They have it on their own 41-yard line, 35 seconds to play. They have 1 timeout remaining in the half. Fox, short drop. Firing it deep, and now that'll be picked off. Intercepted by Ryan Smith, number 29. Smith steps out of bounds at his own 42-yard line.
Well, both teams trying to put up the last-second score with the big pass play, and both of them having them backfire. And again, the timing, as we talked about, is very tough in these kinds of games. Ryan Smith making a nice interception, getting the ball back upfield. He came a long ways from Chadron State, which is way, way out in the western panhandle of Nebraska, just south of the Black Hills of South Dakota. I didn't coach at that school.
But I'm impressed with your knowledge of where it is.
I've been there, but beautiful little town, but serious nowhere around there.
24 seconds to play. De Leon got away from one man and then fires over the middle.
And he actually let that one go left-handed as well. Over to Sanders.
I'm not sure that any coach would recommend throwing the football the way that De Leon did, but he got results, I guess.
How he got the ball up to throw, I have no idea. We'll have to watch it as he comes around. Good pressure. spins forward, gets in trouble. Look at that, he throws it, he just shot puts it out there left-handed.
And Derek Sanders on his back hauled it in. 11 seconds to go. And a timeout taken by the West squad.
I'm sure that Coach Gullickson asking De Leon where he became all of a sudden decided he was ambidextrous. However, fear and desperation can make people do some oddball things.
So on the 45-yard line, maybe chance for 2 more plays here for the West team. They have 11 seconds remaining. We may see one thrown up for grabs here. They got a couple of receivers with some pretty good size. Brooks being one of them at 6'3", 215. De Leon gets a pretty good lane to step up into, but now we're going to have interference on the offense, I'm sure, as Brooks just took the defensive back and tossed him down. You see right away up to complain, Jim Grant, 22, out of Beloit College. The problem there was Brooks had no idea the ball was coming.
Right. If he'd have been looking for the football, he might have been able to make a play on it, but he's actually going to get a 15-yard penalty on his team here.
And only 4 seconds remaining in the half. So that'll make it all much tougher as De Leon. When you're on the 45-yard line, you might be able to come close to reaching the end zone with long heave, but from here, I don't think so. They're going to have to try something else. Because this will, barring a defensive penalty, this should be the last play of the half.
Probably,
no question,
yeah.
4 seconds to go.
Especially you have a pretty good idea they're going to be heaving it pretty long.
De Leon gets good protection, or for a moment he kind of stumbled over his own foot there, or maybe a lineman, but either way he goes down. And that's going to do it for the first half. The West team, the Stars 7 and Stripes 6. Well, one of the things that organizers hope for when they're preparing for an All-Star game, Bill, is a game that doesn't, for one reason or another, turn out to be a rout. We've certainly achieved that in the first half, 1-point game.
That's right, and we've had 2 very nice, long 90-yard possessions for the 2 touchdowns. The 2 teams, the offenses clicked for that time, and that's really nice to see in an offensive or in an all-star game.
Bill Conlon is standing by with one of the coaches. Let's go to Bill.
Thanks a lot, Jay and Bill. Well, we've got Vic Wallace, and Vic, after the start you guys had, I guess right now, anything can be expected at a first-time All-Star game. You guys had about 2 days to practice of this, and tell me how you think the first half went.
Well, I think as good as it could go, 6-7 the score. We, of course, both teams have 40-plus seniors on their team, and so it's one of those situations where they've tried 2 or 3 trick plays, and our seniors have countered and come up with some big interceptions, and it's fun to coach a team full of seniors.
It's the hardest thing, not necessarily what play you're going to run, but which guy you're going to put in there?
Well, we're trying to. In fact, I'm keeping a record right here. Every player has played equal number of times right now. The first offensive line has actually played 15 plays, and the number 2 line, which is really not our number 2 line. In fact, they're the one that scored, has played 14 plays. So it's been a fun game so far.
Talk about the game itself, the All-American Bowl. You guys come in from Tennessee. There are 7 states involved. Your thoughts on the whole ordeal and getting it together, and you're being a participant here?
Well, first of all, it's fun to be part of the first offensive or first All-American Bowl game, and it's fun to be here in the Metrodome. It's just an outstanding opportunity for these young men to put on the pads a second time or a last time and get out here and play football. And I just hope that the sponsors continue to work with us and make this thing a yearly event.
Okay, and also a bit of a homecoming for yourself, a 6-year coach at St. Thomas University, and a little bit of a homecoming for you?
Well, my wife and I are here, and we've seen a lot of our friends and got an opportunity to do a little bit of visiting back here, but the main thing is a game, and it's exciting. And like I said, to work with these 40-plus seniors and from all these different schools and different parts of the country, it's just a fun thing.
All right, and you're also working with some national champions like this guy right here. Trevor Rogers, tell me how it feels to be a part of this All-American Bowl.
Oh, I'm having a real great time. Everything's set up real nice. The game is going real well. We haven't had that much time to practice, but we're clicking pretty good out there. You know, everybody's working together. We formed a team, a family type thing already, and we're really out here trying to win the game.
For a guy like you, I would think that it hasn't been so long since you put on the pads as opposed to some of these other guys. You guys had the chance to be a national champion and play a little longer, but has it been a while, and does it feel different to get out here? What's the toughest thing?
Well, it feels great to be out here, but the toughest thing is the first series out there, I was kind of dying, and then I get in there, you know, you get back in the game type feeling, you're ready to go.
All right.
It doesn't take too long to snap back into the game type feeling, you know?
We seem to, the guys that we've talked to, it's kind of 50-50. Some guys this is just a great chance to play one more time. Other guys, they want to see if the scouts take a look at them and get a chance to play further on after this. Your thoughts on that?
For me, I'd love to play after this, but when I step on the field, I can only go 100%. You know, I can't go out here and graze, you know, because that's how you get hurt. So I only know how to play one way, so I'm giving 100%.
You got some followers here?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of guys from lacrosse here. Actually, Craig Cusick's in the stands, one of our D-backs. My family's here. There's actually a lot of people here. And
this certainly must cap off what has been a great senior year for you to win a national title and then be a part of this first All-American Bowl.
Oh, it's real great. You know, I had a great career at lacrosse, and it's just great to end it in an all-star game with a top caliber of players like we have here. And, you know, go out as a champion, and hopefully I can go out a winner today.
All right. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you. All right. Halftime here. It's 7-6, and the Stars on top. Back upstairs.
Thanks very much, Bill, and great to hear from Vic Wallace and Trevor Rogers, and they're obviously enjoying themselves. We hope you are too. Our score at halftime, the West team, the Stars, 7, and the Stripes team, the East, 6. We'll be back with our second half.
Star All-American Bowl continues, and the Stars lead the Stripes 7-6 at halftime. And as we get set for the second half, I'm joined by Joe Gullickson, the head coach of the Stars out of Minot State University out of North Dakota. And Joel, give me a sense of, first of all, that first half. How'd you feel it went?
Well, I think pretty well. You know, we got the kinks out a little bit. I'm sure both teams did, and we gave up a couple of big plays early defensively, and then you know, kind of got things squared away. And offensively, we've done a few things to move the ball. So it's been, I guess, a couple big plays in the first half, and hopefully we've got some things ironed out for the second half.
I asked Coach Wallace of the Stripes what was the toughest thing, either deciding what play or what guys to have out there.
Yeah, you know, we're shuffling them in and out and trying to get everybody the same amount of playing time, and so yeah, there is a lot of movement as far as player personnel.
All right, we'll let you get back to the game. Thanks,
you.
Joel. Are you having fun?
You bet. Thank
you
very much.
Thanks. Back up to Jay and Bill.
Thank you, Bill. It'll be the Stars, the West team, with the football to start the second half. The kickoff returned to the 25-yard line. They lead at 7-6. First half scoring summary. The Stripes team, the East, went ahead on a 1-yard plunge by Jason Tarkowski, number 44 out of Wisconsin Lacrosse. The extra point snap was high and an attempted pass failed, and it was 6-0. That came late in the first quarter with 39 seconds to go. And then it was the West team coming back late in the second quarter with 3:22 to go, and a 12-yard run brought them their touchdown from Derek Sanders out of Minnesota Crookston. So we get underway here in the second half, and there is Derek Sanders handling the football. Picked up 3 yards on this play, so second down and 7. And a flag before the snap. Motion should be the call here against the West side.
Delay game or illegal procedure. Yep.
So march him off 5. Actually, considering the limited practice and preparation time, not too bad penalty-wise here in the first half.
Each team's had a couple of motion penalties and a one delay game. So, you know, it's like Coach Wallace said at halftime. These kids have all played 3 or 4 years of good college ball. they know what to do, and mentally they've got to focus more now than a lot of times. They haven't had the practice time, so they really have to focus on what's going on.
Ryan Keating out of Morningside is the quarterback. Keating firing, and a great play. The Stars wanted interference. I don't see a flag, though.
I think the defensive back, who is number 22, Jim Grant out of Beloit College, made a pretty clean effort at the ball and went actually over the back, but didn't really make interference type contact. Let's see right there. Maybe. Watch it in the slow motion. Looks a lot different than watching it at full speed.
Corey Brooks certainly thought so, but the call did not go his way, so bring up a third down. Third and 12 after that penalty and then the incomplete pass here. Keating, straight drop. Keating fires, and it's complete, and he'll have a first down as he gets it out to Mick Retzlaff out of Hastings College. Another big receiver, 6'5", 215.
There's a lot of big, tall kids that are receivers in this game. Keating does a nice job. Retzlaff gets a good turn back into the inside, and an open shot makes a nice turn after he catches the ball, gets his hand down, gets an extra 2 yards.
Out to the 37, first down and 10 for the West team, the Stars. Give to the fullback, couple of big-time hits delivered on Wayland Rucker. He kept his feet moving and got out near the 40-yard line. We have an injured player down for the Stripes team. And it's the first real obvious injury that we've seen. Rich Hazinski, number 47, out of Concordia. And he went down immediately.
He went down immediately. Somebody got into his leg or his midsection or something. He's moving his legs pretty good, so I have a feeling he probably got the wind knocked out of him.
I'm hoping it wasn't. It almost looked like the way he recoiled, like maybe it had been taking a hit up high into the head.
Yeah.
Hazinski makes his way slowly to the sidelines. Out of West Bend, Wisconsin. So a second down and 7 play here for the Stars, the West squad. They'll reset. And now flags flying everywhere as a little movement on the offensive line, it appeared.
Another procedure penalty. It's the second procedure penalty by the Stars in this possession.
Let's hope I didn't speak too soon about being fairly sharp. Now back to the 35-yard line. Second down and 12 play coming up here for the West. Keating chased out of the pocket. He'll tuck it up. And he takes a shot. Coming at him hard from behind.
89 is Jesse Miller.
Yeah, Miller, I believe, yeah.
From Lacrosse. Really took a pop on him as he was held up there by the defensive end. You see a pretty nice waggle, but Keating doesn't get a chance to look upfield to throw the ball, and too late, number 45, Mark Hobbs from Lacrosse, from Eau Claire, coming around, and Miller making the finish on the play.
Keating dropping to throw, fires, and up and over everybody as he was trying to shoot it out there, looking for Mick Retzlaff. Keating, I think, has shown the best arm of the quarterbacks we've seen in this game. At times has been a little bit wild, but certainly the strongest arm, I would think, of the guys we've looked at so far.
Seems to have the best zip, just a little high, and the defensive back is riding the receiver on the inside there, and really didn't have a chance to even get a hand up.
Brooks will punt here for the Stars team. Fair catch called for and received by Joe Leonard of the Stripes. And they will take over the football, first down and 10 from their 24-yard line here. Early on in the third quarter of the first All-American Bowl, the best Division II and III and NAIA football players, primarily here from the upper Midwest, at the Metrodome, downtown Minneapolis for this one. Jay Wilcox, Bill Hunstock, and Bill Conlon with you on Cable 12 Sports. First down give for very short yardage left side is Pat Rush.
And really nothing to be had right there. Very nice defensive surge by the interior of the line.
Give him about, actually close to 2 yards on the play, so second down and 8. Quarterback is Pete Fox out of St. Thomas here in the Twin Cities.
You see Rush just barely gets into the line of scrimmage, and he's pretty well wrapped up by 4 or 5 people.
Rush again, and a similar result. The bottom of the stack there is John Tan, number 91, out of Mayville State. Bill, I noticed that it doesn't appear as though Randall Mayfield played as much in that first half as Fox. I'm wondering if maybe some of that pounding he took caught up to him a little bit.
Could have been. He was limping at one point there in the first half, so I'm sure they're giving Fox a few more plays. I see him standing on the sideline, so it doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear, but you know, that's you want to let a guy get the feeling back in various body parts before you put him back there again.
Fox rolling out to his left. Fires it, and almost intercepted. Charlie Williams would like to have that one to do again. It was right at him.
I think it hit right off his face mask as he leaned into it to try to make the catch. We'll see Pete Fox trying to get outside here. Penningroth gives up the contain, but Pete Fox can't get enough on it to get over the head of Charlie Williams.
Punting situation again. Not a very good kick from Dave Johnson. That's the type that can be dangerous, though, for the receiving team, because you're not expecting the ball to be that short and that low.
Yep.
They're able to get out of the way, and it's down, and they'll have excellent field position here. Speaking of the West team, the Stars in blue, they'll have it at their own 43-yard line, first down and 10. 9:49 to play here in the third quarter from the Dome. And at quarterback again will be Brian Keating, a 6'4", 205-pounder out of Morningside. Keating has to retreat very deep here. And he's going to be sacked. The hit didn't bring him down immediately, but it tripped him up enough that he just had to stumble forward. That one was in trouble from the start.
There was Donovan Sellen, 6'1", 230-pounder out of Cornell College in Iowa, making the play. Really had to run hard and a long ways. There was a lot of pressure on Keating. You see 73, that's John Voida from Concordia. Gets the initial pressure. And then Sellen comes up and makes the final hit. The loss of about 8 or 10 yards, however.
Back to the 34-yard line. Second down, 19 yards to go here for the Stars. Keating, short drop, fires complete. Juggled for a moment, but Retzlaff able to come up with it. And a pickup of about 7 on the play for the West team.
Defensive play made by Grant, the defensive back, and Andy Reed, a linebacker out of Cornell College, coming by to make the hit. We see Keating takes a quick drop, the 3-step drop, sets up, fires the ball quickly. Retzlaff is able to make the catch. but he's got 2 people on him right away. Reed making a nice hit after Grant makes the holdup.
3rd down, 13 to go now for the Stars. Keating again, good protection, fires incomplete, broken up on a beautiful play by Grant, looking for Mike Vincent.
Mike Vincent, a good receiver, went to high school at Washburn here in Minneapolis, but he doesn't have the speed that some of the other receivers have, so he has to depend on being able to get to the open spot of the field. And Grant does a real good job of getting in front of Mike Vincent right there.
Brooks on to punt. Oh, boy, shanked that one. And it takes a bounce back toward the line of scrimmage. And that was going to turn out to be about a 10-yard punt for Corey Brooks.
You know, you got a little bit too much toe on that one and got it straight up in the air.
Stripes will have it at the 50. 1st down, 10 yards to go here. They trail 7-6. Each team with 1 touchdown in the first half. And the difference being the missed extra point by this East squad, the Stripes. Fox dropping the throw. Big rush coming at him. Is able to dump it off complete. Adrian, number 20. Out of Central Iowa.
And Adrian made a nice catch, but really didn't have any place to go. Pete Fox was hurried on the throw and really didn't give him a chance to get going. Very well played by the 2 defensive backs, Charlie Williams and Jason Obenauer from Minot State.
2nd down, about 13 now for the East. Fox gives on the draw to Rush, and he doesn't rush very far. Peter Young belts him.
Now that really didn't have a chance to get anywhere at all, as Rush was contained right away. You see that was read right away. There was really no real good pass setup to get the linebackers moving backwards.
Got back to the line, and that's it. 3rd and 13 here for the East. Big rush coming again on Fox. Firing as a man wide open, and he makes the catch. It's Chris Repenchek. Pass was not perfect, so he had to wait for it, but it was close enough that he could get the reception. And the Stripes is in business deep in the West Territory.
Now Repenchek makes a nice catch here. That thing almost gets over his head as he was turned around.
Picks up 34 yards on the play.
And Fox sets up nicely and gets the ball up in the air. You see Repenchek making a nice catch as he had gotten deeper than Charlie Williams. Is able to make the play.
1st and 10 on the 19-yard line now for the Stripes. On the counter, it's Rush. Good action on that sweep left side. And he'll pick up about 7.
And that's by far the best rush that Pat Rush has had today. Finally, he's able to get around the corner a little bit on the sweep. You get a good lead block here. You see that the guard and the tackle are both able to get around the corner, get turned upfield. And only a really solid tackle. I believe that's number 46, Jason Obenauer, coming in and making the play.
Give up the middle, bouncing free. Believe that's Adrian, yeah. Thought he was stopped, and all of a sudden he came spinning out of the pack.
Coadrian makes a nice spinning move there. He's not a small back, 6 foot, 225-pound running back. As you can see, he comes straight in on the quick dive.
Give up the middle,
He spins in there and bounces right off of a couple of tackles.
That'll make it first down and goal on the 5-yard line here for the Stripes team. 5:40 to go, third quarter. They trail by a point, but maybe not for long the way it looks. Fox giving off to Rush, cuts it back inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line, right into that little dugout area, dirt area there. That's where Twins' first base area is.
And that's it's a kind of a tough place to go from the traction of the turf to the dirt. But there's a really nice hit. I don't know what defensive back that was that came in there. Really turned his shoulders. Otherwise, he'd have had another yard or so.
Little flat pass to Adrian, and he's in for the score. Touchdown for the Stripes team. The East will take the lead.
Very nice touch pass by Pete Fox there. He only had to throw the ball a couple yards, and he had a wide open Adrian. Sometimes those are the toughest passes to make, because you know all you have to do is get it there, and sometimes that's where it fails. But Pete Fox makes a nice pass on the waggle to Adrian, who forces it right into the end zone. You see Adrian catches the ball about the 3 or 4 yard line, just turns it straight into the end zone. Nicely executed waggle play.
Extra point attempt coming here. Looks like this will be Needham to kick it, and it's blocked.
And that's going to be a 100-yard 2 points by Terry Broussard. Playing the NCAA rule, that does mean that should be a 2-point conversion for the West squad. Unless they have a special rule that says no, they're not going to do that, but they're going to wave it off. The NCAA rule is that if you return that, it's a 2-point for the defensive team.
Well, it was a lot of fun anyway, especially for Terry Broussard. I can't recall the last time I've seen a guy block one so thoroughly that he was able to get it and be going. I mean, he could have.
The ball just stuck right on him.
If this field was another couple 100 yards long, and they still would have never caught him. He was so far ahead of everyone. So they're trying to sort this one out. It looks as though it will remain 12-7 for the East team, but
yeah.
They're going to explain things to both sides here.
Oh, that's right. There's no rushing. That's why they weren't blocking very well. That's why we saw a guy coming through so clean. So the whole play is going to come. The whole play is disallowed. It was exciting. It was fun, but with no kick rush allowed, as there is on the punt, then it'll come back. There'll be a 1-yard penalty against the West squad, and they'll kick the ball again.
Well, I was wondering, it was the East team that seemed to be protesting, and I thought at first that they weren't getting too bad of a deal to just have it be no good, but that's why they were.
That's right.
They were complaining that Mr. Terry Broussard had kind of forgotten the rule for a moment there, and he burst through there. So they'll get another chance at an extra point. Right now it's 12-7, but the Stripes team will try again for the conversion. Out of Fox's hold, it'll be Scott Needham, and really our first serious crowd noise of the game. They don't like it. And the fans of the Stars team anyway. And he missed it anyway.
So maybe a little just desserts going around the whole way here.
Interesting sequence, obviously there, and it stays now 12-7 for the Stripes team, the East. The touchdown going a 3-yard pass, Co-Adrian from Pete Fox. And then the extra point attempt, as you just saw there, not good. Well, it was a long run. It was fun for that guy there, Terry Broussard, but it resulted in being brought back and the extra point attempted again because of the fact that you're not allowed to rush on a kicking situation in this all-star game, primarily to prevent injuries.
That's right. As though there can be some dynamic play in the kicking game, and they want to try to limit the opportunity for injuries as much as possible.
Kickoff taken by Katerlick. Katerlick hemmed in. He's still alive, though. And not anymore, as he's popped at about the 18-yard line. Once you're able to stop a kick returner's momentum and to the point where he stops, usually you've got him.
That's right. Once you get him to turn his hips and shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, then he's usually pretty well done for. He's just running for his life at that point.
So the Stars team find themselves trailing it here 12-7. They're on the 18-yard line and trying to get a long march going here, if at all possible for them. Keating is the quarterback. She was in the first quarter of this game, so 2 quarterbacks. I think that's, as the give goes up the middle, I think, you want to have enough if there's injuries, but I like the fact that you have 2 instead of 3, as you sometimes do in an all-star game. It just really divides the playing time up much nicer to have 2 guys, have them each play half the game.
And they get, when you have such limited practice time as you do in an all-star week, you can't get enough snaps for each guy as if you have 3. So
no huddle offense here for Keating and company, and it's incomplete. Looking out there for Nick Ratzlaff off of his hands, and incomplete.
Again, the quick 3-step drop and the throw to the quick out to Ratzlaff is a little high, gets a hand on it, but really can't bring it in.
3rd and 6 here. Whoa, mix up in the backfield, and it's going to be recovered. He did not expect that pitch at all. And it came, and Sanders just had to fall on the football, as he did not appear to be expecting that one a bit.
Yeah, that one hit him right in the face mask. That means that he thought there was a waggle being called, and the quarterback thought there was a sweep being called, because you don't hit the guy in the face mask with the ball, and he didn't even make an attempt to get his hand up. So it's pretty obvious that there was a mix-up somewhere there.
Brooks will punt it away. His last one only went 10 yards, and he'll a safe bet that he'll improve on that one here. Low driving kick taken by Leonard, coming back up the right side. Joe Leonard gives his team good field position.
Not a bad kick, but a very nice return. Leonard gets it past midfield all the way down to, what about the 45, 46-yard line. Looks like it's right on the 45.
So the East team has the football back here. You're watching the All-American Bowl from the Metrodome to NCAA Division II and III and NAIA college football players. The best of the small schools in action on Cable 12 Sports. And now we do see Randall Mayfield back in there at quarterback, and he gives it off to Rogers. Rogers, a nice game. He'll be very close to a first down. We do have an injured lineman back behind the play for the white team, the Stripes.
That's, number 60, Matt Title from Concordia. We see Trevor Rogers doing a nice job setting him up with the inside fake and then the outside move and then cutting straight upfield. Very nicely run, 9-yard gain, just short of a first down. And probably a leg injury of some type to title. The way he was on the ground, I believe it's probably an ankle or a knee injury.
2:51 remaining in our third quarter of play as they look at Matt Tittle out of Concordia. Game was 7-6 at the half, and now a 12-7 edge here for the Stripes team, the East squad. There's our viewer response line number. Let us know you're watching the All-American Bowl. Let's take you down to field level now, and Bill Conlon.
Thank you very much, Jay and Bill, and I'm joined by Gene Wise, the head coach of the Minnesota Maulers of the Minnesota Football League. And of course, Gene, your team is...
I got to correct you. It's now called the Midwest Football League.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You're right. And last year you had such success with your team. And the reason we have you here today is, of course, this All-American Bowl is sponsored by the Midwest Football League. And just tell me a little bit about the success last year that you had, and maybe that some of these players may be your players in the future.
Well, last year it was actually the kind of ball players we had, which were quite talented, and that really was the key to who won the league. And the recruiting is so important, and the recruiting is done by Rob McCarthy, our defensive coordinator, and Chad Osland, who is kind of our general manager, offensive coordinator. He does everything, and that's really the key to our success last year.
What is football, of course, at this time of year, people don't get a chance, they're hungry for Vikings and hungry to see football, and you had some good fan support, didn't you, last year?
We did. Our trouble is that we don't get enough publicity out in the papers because I get a lot of requests in the off season here, where are you guys playing? And we don't hear about you and so on. And we'd have far more if somehow the Star would, put us in that paper, at least in terms of where we're playing and when we're playing.
Okay, and tonight, following this game, you'll have your All-Star game, and tell me a little bit about that. Kind of excited about that?
We are. We now have a chance to join another football team and to get with other coaches, which is fun. We've had 3 practices with sometimes the players show up, sometimes do not. I hope we can put on a pretty good caliber of football in spite of it. The guys are quite talented, and even with 3 practices, they're going to put on a fairly decent show.
Okay, 6 teams in this year's league. Your thoughts on, is it too early to tell what your team might present for the league? Can you defend your title?
Well, you talk to our ball players; they're convinced of it. But I've always, a coach, and always, very cautious and worried and so on. And some of the games we played last year were very, very close. So I suppose we got to be the favorites, but we still have to play every game, but we'll be good.
Okay, and you might have some guys here to take a look at as well.
Yes, there are a few here that we are going to be taking a look at.
All right, let's get back to the action and see how our injured player is doing. Back up to you, Jay and Bill.
Well, Bill, unfortunately, Matt Tittle is still down on the field and injured, so we'll take a quick break and come back with more action from the All-American Bowl at the Metrodome. Our score right now is the East 12 and the West 7.
I'm Kristen Everett.
And I'm Tony Burbeck. Here's what's coming up on the next edition of Cable 12 News. 2 days after an explosion ripped through this apartment building, residents are beginning to rebuild their lives.
And it's becoming habit-forming around here. Ground is broken for another Habitat for Humanity home in the northwest suburbs.
In sports, the high school golf season will be a short one. The Wayzata boys are packing a lot of wins into a quick spring.
Those stories and more on the next edition of Cable 12 News.
Well, Tittle helped to the sideline, and you certainly hate to see injuries at any game, and especially in a situation like this, an all-star game, but let's hope Matt will be all right. The East team back with the football, 2nd down and a yard from the 35 of the West. Toss sweep out to Rogers. Rogers high steps through. He'll pick up the 1st down. And the East team kind of really starting to take this game over just a little bit here in the second half.
Well, the offensive line has started to come off the ball pretty nicely. and they're getting a couple of holes, and Trevor Rogers is very good at finding the open spot, and they're picking away at him pretty nicely with 5-6 yards at a crack here on these running plays.
From the 33 now, first down and 10 for the East squad. Randall Mayfield out of Central College at the quarterback spot. Give up the middle, ball loose, our first fumble of the game, I believe, and it's going to be recovered by the West. On top of it there is Catterlick, and they'll have the football. We've had plenty of interceptions in this one, but first fumble that was lost, and the West team comes away with it.
And Tarkowski gets the ball stripped as he's going for the extra yard or two. You see the ball gets jammed away from him with the...
Actually, was it Tarkowski? Yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah, it was number 44.
So 1:56 to play in the third quarter, and a much-needed stop there for the West team. They'll have it on their own 32, first and 10. Keating on the delay, and they fumble it.
Oh, jeez.
And finally, nobody has it yet.
It looks like the West ended up with it as two of the...
no, I guess they're going to say the East
has it. He pointed the one way first, and two of the East players fighting over it almost caused that ball to go back to the West.
Yeah, it seemed to take a nice big hop. The only problem was two guys both went for it, and they knocked each other off the ball right about here.
You see David Drain coming in and taking the ball and then losing it. And right there, it looks like Derek Sanders has got the ball back, but...
I think Hazinski is the one who wound up with it, 47. Yeah. Sometimes it's not the first guys into the pile that wind up with it, as you well know.
It's the guy who comes in the hardest at the end that usually gets it.
So after a couple of plays in a row with fumbles, our first two fumbles of the game, right back with Rogers handling the football, and he goes nowhere. Dragged down hard. You know, sometime in some Sports Bill All-Star games, you can play hard but lay off and not hit. I think the prime example I think of is the NHL All-Star game where you don't see checks, period. But football you can't play without hitting, so you might as well hit them as hard as you want.
And you have to. I mean, everybody's going to be going at full tilt. If you back off one step and everybody else is going full tilt, that's when you get you get a shot and you get injured.
Great shot there of a Tasmanian devil on somebody's leg. Mayfield looking to throw, fires into the flat, complete to Tarkowski. Down at the 30-yard line, well short of the first down.
Nice tackle by Steve Mollahan, linebacker out of Southwest State.
And a little scuffle breaking out here.
A few extra words between Tarkowski and Mollahan.
I haven't seen a penalty flag yet, and I don't think there is one.
Again, this is the waggle play that the East squad scored on a minute ago. Just a quick dump out into the flat there to Tarkowski.
Third and 8 here for the East. They go toss out to Rogers left side, and Rogers, it's defended well. Coming up to force the play was the defensive back Hampton, and then a fine tackle made by Broussard. Third quarter has come to an end here in this afternoon's contest.
There we see a nice toss sweep here, and again Trevor Rogers turning straight upfield and getting going there.
So the one touchdown in that third quarter comes from the East squad. Coe Adrian, a 3-yard pass taken on the toss from Pete Fox, as you mentioned a moment ago, and that makes it 12-7 for the East squad, and they're not able to convert their extra point. So that's where we remain after 3 quarters here. Let's go downstairs and Bill Conlon.
Thanks, Jay and Bill. I'm joined by Leo Collins, the head coach of the Dakota Ruffians, and also another member of the Mid-America Football League coaches, and a guy that will be coaching the All-Star game here, the next game to be played, but also, boy, a guy with a lot of football background, 1966 member of the Notre Dame champions, and tell me a little bit about that football history.
Well, that was a lot of fun. That was my senior year when I started at Notre Dame. We were 2-7 the first year as freshmen. Freshmen didn't play, but then Ara Parseghian came in as our coach. Next year we were 9-1, just about won the national title, ended up third in the country. Year after that we only lost 2 games, and the year after that we went undefeated and had that famous 10-10 tie with Michigan State. So that was a heck of a year, my senior year. A lot of fun, and our defense only gave up 32 points, so we were pretty excited about that.
Now, I know we did a game last year with you, the Ruffians. How fun is this for you to be a part of the Mid-America Football League?
This is a lot of fun, and it's a little bit like I told you, I think, last time. It's a little bit like malaria. It kind of stays in your system, this coaching. I hadn't been a head coach for about 10 years, so it's fun to get back in it, and these players are just great. So, and that's the fun part, working with these other players and the other coaches, and it's enjoyable.
You got a few future players here, too, on this All-American?
I think so. I've been scouting, and we've been trying to sign up a few of these guys already. So, yeah, there are some good players here, and we're looking forward to having the league continue to build.
Okay, looks like they're driving for a score here. 12-7, back to you, Jay and Bill.
Thank you, Bill. We saw a big sequence of action there. Matt Hemingway of the Stripes team missed a field goal attempt, and then the West team getting it back, and that last play was another one where a quarterback somehow got it away and somehow completed it. Waylon Rucker hauled it in. Oh, big time hit there. Again, Keating has had a tendency to air it out a little too much, and he had his receiver Mike Vincent kind of left vulnerable there.
He was pretty well stretched out, and David Drainey is able to get a hand on the arm and take Michael Vincent down pretty hard. You see the ball's up in the air. You see he just gets Drain gets a good shot on him. Keating, early in the practice, the quarterbacks have a tendency to float the ball because they're getting their hand under and behind the ball and tends to push it, and it takes off on him, skips high.
3rd and long here. Keating firing over the middle and incomplete. Intended target that time was Corby Kohler, a tight end out of Bemidji State.
Kohler is able to get his hands on the ball, but he really can't hold on to it. It's a big hit by a defensive linebacker. Let's see who that is. Well, he just had a...
Yeah, he had already dropped it.
He had already dropped it, and when number 47, Rich Hazinski from Concordia, came in to make the play.
Still fun to blast a guy whether he was going to catch it or not.
That's right.
Brooks punting away a good high deep kick. Fair catch called for and then bobbled. Leonard, and they'll lose it. Yeah, the Stars team is on it.
Well, it looked like Joe Leonard made a really nice catch on that ball, fingertip catch, and he just couldn't get it back up to his body to hold on to it. Loses it, and good punt coverage by the Stars squad to get the ball back for themselves. And Corey Brooks kind of redeemed himself for that one bad punt that he had with a real nice boomer here. He really gets the ball up in the air nice.
Well, Brooks has a good excuse anyway. He can say, well, I'm kind of here as a wide receiver anyway, so
right.
If I don't punt well, that's not as big a concern. He has a chance to redeem himself on offense, too. Give off to big Waylon Rucker. And a pretty good field position after that recovery here, and we'll see if the West team, the Stars, can take advantage and try and retake the lead here early in this 4th quarter. Football on the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
You see Waylon Rucker coming in and really slamming into the line there. He gets shot, pretty good shot by 47. Again, that's Rich Hazinski from Concordia, who makes a pretty nice hit, but not until it's a gain of about 5 yards.
Rucker gets it again. Not much room there. Maybe a yard on the play. Pretty well sealed off.
Really nicely done inside by Pat Vining out of Beloit College in Wisconsin, who really makes a hit in the backfield. Again, Jay, it's one of those things where he doesn't get credit for an assist or a tackle or anything like that, but he jams the play up right from the beginning and has no chance to be successful.
Three-receiver set here, no tight ends for the West. 3rd and 5. De Leon fires, and it's complete. It should be enough for the first down. Already down when he caught it, however, was Shane Heskin out of Mayville State, number 23. Oh, we have a flag down, too.
We have a hold somewhere in the offensive line there against the Stars squad. So that's going to, instead of being a 1st and 10 now at the 27-yard line, they're going to be backed up. Another 10 yards. And it'll be a 3rd and very long. This is a holding penalty. It goes from the spot where the foul occurred, so it's 10 yards from the previous spot, and that's going to be 5-6 yards deep in the offensive backfield. It's hard to tell where the hold is occurring.
Well, now 3rd and 20 here for the Stars, as a promising drive may have been killed by that holding penalty. Over the middle, catch in traffic, complete. Great grab made by Mick Retzlaff there, as he took a real shot but still held it.
That was a heck of a catch. I didn't think when De Leon stepped up that really had a chance of getting there, and Retzlaff comes in and makes a nice catch. You see De Leon's got a nice avenue to throw in, puts the ball right on the money, hit him right in the chest. Very well defense by Mark Scully, but Retzlaff's able to make the catch.
First and 10 now from the 24-yard line. De Leon, great protection. Boy, he has all day. Now he's going to tuck it up. Gets a pretty good block from his fullback that time, as realizing he was running on the play was Waylon Rucker.
Waylon Rucker said, "Come over, run behind me." He says, "I'll block for you." So you see De Leon. Rucker is out here in the flat as the safety receiver. And you see, here's Rucker right here setting up to make the block. He steps in. We don't see the block, but he made a very nice block to help De Leon get another 3 or 4 yards without getting hit.
2nd down and 4 after that 6-yard pickup. De Leon looking deep into the corner of the end zone. Oh, and an incomplete. Almost hauled in out there by Corey Brooks, but ran out of room along the sideline.
Corey Brooks has had a couple of opportunities. He made that one really nice catch on the sideline. Of course, had the very first play of the game, pass of the game dropped out of his hand. This ball is just a little high and a little wide. But Brooks makes a great effort, and David Drain does a heck of a job of getting turned around and putting a hand on the ball. These guys are really playing pretty sharp football for only being together for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, that one might have been caught by Brooks if Drain wasn't there. At first, I didn't think so, but De Leon stepping up, lofts it over the middle, complete. And down to the 5-yard line is Todd Centers, dragging across the middle. And they kind of forgot about him by that point, and Centers hauls it in.
Centers from Nebraska, Omaha, doing a good job. This is a double cross. He's got the delay cross. He makes the block first and comes underneath the other crossing receiver, Retzlaff, who is just a little bit deeper right there. You see him trying to make the block. Very nicely executed play there.
1st down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Oh my goodness.
An enormous hole for Brian Strand to walk through, and the West team will retake the lead.
Boy, they really caught him looking on that one. I think the East squad was looking for a delay type of play or a waggle or something like that, and boy, Strand makes the most of a big hole right there. Very nicely done by the offensive line, giving him a huge place to run.
So a 1-point lead for the West, and looks like they'll go for 2 here, leading at 13-12. Try and stretch the lead to a field goal. Really, one extra point here doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
No.
Lofting it up in the corner, knocked away, incomplete. Good play by Grant, the defensive back. The ball was eventually caught, but it was already out of bounds by that point.
Once again, Ratsuff makes a nice effort to get up and get the ball, doesn't catch it till he's out of bounds, and Jim Grant making a good play. This is nice right here. It's coming right at us. See Ratsuff right there coming over. Grant makes the catch a little too late.
Bill, it seems as though they maybe had a rule that if you're a wide receiver or tight end, you have to be huge.
Well,
There's all big receivers in this game. Let's go down now to Bill Conlon on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. I'm with Tony DeLeon, who has led this team to the 2 scoring drives, and pretty impressive at that, Tony. All the way from Hardy, Florida, via, of course, the Minnesota ranks, and talk about how fun it's been here at the All-American Bowl.
It's been a great weekend here. Guys have been great, coaching staff. All the facilities have been top-notch, and I've just been fortunate to be the quarterback to go out when we have key turnovers, and we're just trying to capitalize on those.
When I say Minnesota ranks, you started at Vermilion and then you're on to Mayville State. The coach at Vermilion actually vacationed up there from Florida, or how did it all come about? How did you become a Minnesotan collegian?
Yeah, the coaches were down vacationing. I was at a hotel working. They asked if I played sports because I noticed they were coaches and I wanted to get back into school and play sports again. And I went up there and I was fortunate enough to play basketball with Paul McDonald. And then I played 2 years with Coach Guerrero and Coach Turner and Coach Smith. It was a fun time.
This cap off a great career for you? Is it a fun event here?
It's, like I said, it's been a great weekend and it's been a great career, and I'm glad to end it here in this Metrodome where it's history.
All right, Tony.
All right,
good job. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Bill. We talked about how players arrive at this point in all different ways, and that was quite a story from Tony DeLeon.
And it's really nice that we get a chance to hear these kids tell about this, because we really don't know much about them.
Rogers takes the football on the left side and nothing doing at all. I'm not sure. I don't believe he even made the line of scrimmage on that play.
I mean, maybe if he did, he got just back to the line of scrimmage with a surge.
Gracious of Tony DeLeon to say that, crediting, not giving himself the credit for those drives, but he definitely made some big plays when he needed to.
He got the ball to the right people at the right time. Guys made some nice catches. Very nice team effort all the way around so far. Both squads are playing very good team football. I thought we might see a lot more individual type efforts, but they're really doing a good job.
Straight drop back and throwing deep downfield, pass complete. Tarkowski, another big reception. He's been more valuable as a receiver than anything, and Fox gets it out to him, and Tarkowski has a huge pickup all the way down to the 32-yard line of the Stars, and the offensive action heating up more here in the second half.
Well, you see a nice blocking on the line of scrimmage. Pete Fox gets set up this time on the waggle. Instead of Tarkowski going in the flat, he breaks right up the field. He had one-on-one coverage from the linebacker. Makes a nice grab and gets an extra 25 yards after he catches the ball. Really a nice long football play for the East squad.
Pickup of 39 yards on the play. Tarkowski showing a spin move. Keeps the feet moving and down near the 25.
A lot of bodies flying around on that play, and Jason Tarkowski running into a couple of guys. Richard Adams III getting a good lick on him, and a lot of bodies flying around on that play.
Well, it's so rough that it looked like Terry Sullivan had a helmet in his hand. He maybe needs to suit up here and to keep himself busy on the sideline there. Well, just when we thought the East team was in a bit of a hole after that score, they're down and marching and in business here. Second down and 5 on the 27. Fox sprinting out to the left. Dumps it complete to Tarkowski over the middle. Tarkowski lowers his shoulder. Here's a Tom Rathman play-alike there on that one, and picks up good yardage again. Another first down for the Stripes.
Well, at 6 foot, 238 pounds, Jason Tarkowski's a solid running back. He has a good set of hands. They're taking him out of the game now. He's had 3 pretty good plays in a row here.
Fox has shown the ability to get out of the pocket and scramble, and dumped it underneath the defender, almost sidearm. And watch this Tarkowski. Oh man, did he
really popped?
He punished Mike Hampton there.
That's the difference between a 240-pounder hitting a 190-pounder. That 50 pounds of weight really helped.
Rogers wants to go outside. I don't think so. First one there was Penningroth. He didn't end up making the tackle, but he really forced the play.
And I tell you, it's really amazing to watch these guys. One great play like that, and then defense comes right back with another very solid defensive effort. And Penningroth, boy, he's only been beaten. I can only remember him getting run outside of one time so far tonight, and that's excellent when you see a guy being able to play that kind of good fundamental football here.
Terry Brassard ended up finishing him off. He's also had a number of big plays that he's been involved in. 2nd and 15, they lost a whole 5 yards on that running play. Draw play to Rogers. He's tripped up. Gunnar Gossard out of North Dakota State got a piece of him and knocked him down.
With a nice play by Gossard coming in and just getting the ankles of Trevor Rogers. You see right there, a couple of hands on the ankles, and he just can't pick them up and get them going.
Third down, about 18.
You hear the coaches on the sideline, defensive coaches hollering, look for the screen. So they don't want to get burned by a screen pass a second or third time tonight.
And the East will use a timeout here with 6:49 to play, as they didn't appear exactly sure what they wanted to do there, and it's a pretty crucial play in this game. 3rd and 18 on the 21-yard line. Kicking game has been seemingly somewhat spotty in this game. They attempted a field goal at the end of the 3rd quarter, and it was not very close, actually. There's our viewer response line. Let us know you're watching the All-American Bowl, the Division 2 and 3 and NAIA College Stars here in action on the Metrodome turf. Well, Bill, we'll give you a chance to be offensive coordinator. If you're with the Stripes, what do you do on this one?
You always do a 3rd and 20, and you give me the chance to call the play.
Well, that's where the real money is.
That's
right. Coming up with plays in this.
I think at this point you got to try to throw the ball either up the sideline or across the middle deep enough to get down into the end zone. I think you go for it and see what happens on 4th down, then you call the fumble play.
Well, we're never going to know what that was supposed to be. Center exchange did not happen. And again, I think that's the first time we've seen that, which is a credit to these guys, the centers and quarterbacks, because that's something a lot of times you see guys who are unfamiliar with, you have trouble with that.
That's right, and the center is not the center that he played with last fall, so it's a little bit tough. It looks like the East squad got it back, but
yeah, they did.
Now they've got a long field goal attempt. This is not going to be an easy one, but it can put them ahead by 2. Remember, there's no rushing, so the kicker's just got to get his foot on the ball and really doesn't have any pressure on him at all.
Going to be about a 39-yard attempt coming up here, and it will be taken by Hemingway. Or no, Needham, I'm sorry. And whistles before. Oh, he's going to lose that kick. It won't count. This is Scott Needham out of Augsburg.
We had a flag. We have a delay game or an illegal procedure or something.
Yeah, the flag we saw was on the warning track at the back of the end zone, which should mean delay a game, I would think.
Yeah, usually the back judge is the person that carries the time clock. And that's exactly it.
And it appeared the kick was good, too, and so he loses out on that, and now you're to the point where maybe it's a
little more iffy.
That's going to be a tough one, but Needham looked pretty good on the last one. I'll have to take back saying that the kicking game hadn't looked that good. Now they've got a punter and 2 kickers on the Stripes team, unlike the Stars, who Well, I guess they've got 2 place kickers, but then they have Brooks punting.
Well,
and that one didn't look quite as good,
that
did
one
it?
never got anywhere. And this one can be advanced because this is a timed field play.
Yeah, they did not rush illegally at that point.
No, they don't rush, but the kicker never got the ball higher than about 3 feet, which the offensive linemen really love, getting that ball right in the fanny at 100 miles an hour. Really feels good to those guys. You see this ball that ball never has a chance. That whacks somebody right in the butt, and it sends right out to the defensive left side, spinning right on there.
Let's go down to the field and Bill Conlon.
You're talking about the kicking game. Well, here's a guy who hasn't really had much chance to show what he's got. Scott Doyle out of Campbell, Wyoming. And Scott, give me a sense, your counterparts aren't having a very good day out there.
No, they're having a kicker's nightmare is what they're having. Probably worst nightmare in the world right there. Missing throw. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. I do. I've been there.
What do you think about this event? Has it been fun for you?
Oh yeah, it has. This is my second All-Star game. I played in the Snowball earlier, and I'm really impressed with the Metrodome and with the facilities here. And it's a really nice game, and I hope they keep it up for the next couple of years. I think it can really do some good for some small college athletes that don't get another chance to play.
As we talked about the guys out here, 50% say it's a great chance to suit up one last time. Other guys say, hey, I want a chance to show some scouts. And you were honest to me. You said you'd be lying if you weren't trying to show somebody a chance to play.
Well, I think part of this is for fun and games, but for a lot of us, I think this should be for your chance to get above and beyond. If it's the MFL, NFL, or arena ball, something, CFL. And I think anybody who says it's for fun is also, everybody in the back of their mind thinks, yeah, maybe I'll have another shot, so.
And certainly not only with your good talent, but you've got a great team name behind you. Chadron State is a fine college and has been a great tradition of winning football.
Yeah, it really has. Last 4 years that I've there, we've never had a losing season. Most of our seasons were 8-3, 9-2. Never quite broke into the NCAA Division II playoffs, but I think they will because they're up and coming.
All right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Back to the action here as your team is going for it.
Thanks, Bill. Waylon Rucker, a nice run there, and a big hole open, too. We don't want to forget those linemen that made it possible. And the Stars team, again, starting to threaten here.
They're really pushing the ball upfield, and Waylon Rucker making a nice move. He's got good feet for such a big man and pretty good speed. The small college backs really aren't going to have the greatest speed, but he made some nice moves and accelerated well out of the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 on the 38-yard line, 13-12 lead for the West. And that one incomplete as DeLeon had to duck and throw at the same time.
DeLeon lost a shoe that time as well. He got pretty well planted on this one.
Not a big quarterback by any means. They list him at 6 foot 195. He really, from up here at least, even looks smaller than that.
That's right. He's on the short side of 6 feet.
4:06 remaining in the game. The blue team, that's the Stars or the West squad, leading at 13-12, and they have the football. Another score here might just pretty much put this one away.
Well, especially with only 4 minutes to go in the game.
2nd down and 10 play, though. Toss back. Big pop delivered that time as Derek Sanders tried to sweep the left side.
Well, there were 4 people there making that hit, and somebody got a real pad-on-pad collision there because you could hear that one all the way up here.
Pretty good lead block, and then it kind of broke down from there.
It's 33. That's Mark Scully coming up making a pretty nice hit. Scully out of Wisconsin Eau Claire. Yeah, I've been very impressed with the level of hitting. There's been very good physical contact. Guys are playing good, hard football tonight.
3rd and 5. DeLeon looking for a receiver, and he's got him. Sanders out of the backfield makes the catch. He's hauled down, but it'll be a 1st down at the 22-yard line, brought down by Jim Grant.
And the Stars squad making a nice run on the play here with the good offensive sequence. DeLeon throwing back short into the flat. Wide open Derek Sanders turns back up to the inside. Grant makes a nice tackle, one-on-one. That's a tough one to make in the open field like that with a guy that's got good feet.
Under 3 minutes to play here as DeLeon comes up under center. Looks like he's been instructed to use as much time as he can here. DeLeon lofting it up for the corner and incomplete. Mike Vincent really wasn't open. Grant had fine coverage on the play.
That ball's got to be thrown a little more to the outside for the receiver to have a chance on it. If it's inside, he can't run through the man to get to the ball. Just not going to happen. You see how ball's released to the inside, and just Mike Vincent doesn't have much of a chance except to keep the defensive guy from catching it.
Mike Vincent played at Northern Michigan, his college football, and also I believe at a stop at Normandale.
Yep.
In between.
Yep.
2:44 remaining on the clock here, and a 2nd down and 10 play on the 22-yard line here. Well, a moment ago, Bill talked to Scott Doyle. Maybe he'll get an opportunity if they can't quite get a first down, but advance it here as they have to pretty deep in the East Territory.
If they can't get the first down here, they're probably well suited to try for the field goal. A 4-point win will force an effort for a touchdown. Otherwise, the East squad can go for the win on the field goal.
See the run there by Brian Strand. Strand scored the go-ahead touchdown, a 5-yard run here earlier in this 4th quarter to put his team up 13-12. DeLeon drops to throw on 3rd and 5. Man wide open, and he missed him over the middle. Or maybe it's not fair to say he missed him so much as they weren't sure of the pattern there. As Corby Kohler came into an open spot and then kind of stopped, and DeLeon wasn't sure whether he was going to continue the pattern over the middle or just kind of get into an opening and sit down there. And Kohler chose to do the latter there, and the pass winds up missing him.
It's hard to say. It looks like that wasn't that close a play, but it was very close to being a touchdown.
Scott Doyle on to attempt what will be a 34-yard field goal. High snap, but no rushing allowed. Doyle's kick, no good, just wide to the left.
His teammate is Corey Brooks, the punter, holding the ball for him, and Scott Doyle just get a little upset with his footwork coming in and pulled it off to the left.
So it will remain 13-12, and in all likelihood it will be one drive for a chance to win it for the East team here. Only a minute 58 to go, and they start with the ball now on the 20-yard line. They bring it out to the 20, of course, on the missed field goal. And we'll see what the East team can do. Stripes trailing at 13-12. Time to air it out here for the East. Well, no, instead they'll go on the toss sweep to Rogers. Rogers, a good opening. Ooh. And a late hit there.
He was way out of bounds, and somebody came by and really drilled him in the back. And that's where you get injured. He had almost stopped running when he got run over, and he was a good 8-10 feet out of bounds there. That's going to tack another 15 yards on with no time off the clock. See Trevor Rogers turning the corner, gets a real nice turn, gets accelerated upfield. Here he's turned out of field, and he's out of bounds, well out of bounds there, and just gets run over by somebody. Not a smart play by the defender to do that. Not only can you get somebody hurt, but it could be one of your own teammates because everybody's relaxed as the guy goes out of bounds.
Well, as soon as I said they need to go to the air, instead they get a great sweep and then a 15-yarder tacked on. All of a sudden, they're out near midfield here.
That's right.
At the 49-yard line. Let's take you down to the field, and Bill Conlon.
Here's a familiar face for you guys. Mick Tingelhoff has joined me, and Mick, nice to see you here. You're handing out the awards after the game today.
Well, thank you. It's
here he is, Jim Marshall as well.
It's a pleasure, and these kids really come in. They didn't have very much practice time, and it's been a pretty good ball game. I'm surprised. It's very good.
There was anything like this back when you guys played? As far as, was there a lot of all-star or chances to get scouts to see that after you played?
No, it really wasn't. I know when I came up, you were absolutely lucky to get drafted out of college, and a lot of the college football players that the scouts weren't looking at, well, it was just all over for them when they got out.
You think the football that we have now, arena football now, the Mid-America Football League, is that a good thing?
I think it's good. Yeah, they want to play, and it's a lot of fun, and so it gives a chance for more players to play. So yeah, it's good.
And certainly to get two-class individuals like yourself to come out and support it is great. What have you been doing with yourselves?
Well, actually, I've been in the process of starting a new league that's in competition with the National Football League, and we've got over 6,000 football players that come out of college every year. And there should be jobs out here for them, and there simply aren't. About 200 to 250 players get caught on with the league, and the rest of the guys have to go home. And we'd like to see more players, or guys who want to play professional football or semi-pro football, have an opportunity to play, and I think that's very important. As with any profession, you should have the jobs available for you.
Could we get you guys to suit up for the Vikings? Because we sure could use the talent that you guys have.
This gray hair.
No, wait a minute. My mind is writing checks.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. Let's get back to the action. All right. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Bill, and two of the guys that really bring back memories, of course, Mick and Jim, and there are also awards named for these guys in this game. Here's Rogers throwing a halfback pass, lofts it up in the air, and it is complete. It was a jump ball situation, and Chris Bodie won it. South Dakota Tech 6'6", and he went up and got it and hauled it in, and the East team is on the doorstep. They're at the down to the 26-yard line after that completion.
Well, the halfback pass here. Rogers throws it up for grabs, and another one of those tall receivers, Chris Bodie, 6'6", 215 pounds, gets up over Tim Hughes to make the play.
Hand off to Rogers, right side. Rogers down inside the 20 as a big-time collision there. We're down to 1:10 to play. I wanted to quickly note that they have an award for an offensive lineman in this game. That's the Mick Tinglehoff Award, in which Mick will hand over personally, and the defensive award named for Jim Marshall in this game. As Bill got a chance to talk to those guys, and obviously they feel like a lot of guys that want to get a chance to play football should, and that's kind of what we're seeing with your Mid-America Football League and others. Back under a big rush is Fox, and this one will hurt. A sack with only 40 seconds to go, and they're going to need to take their last time out, I would believe, here.
They haven't called it yet. Yeah, it finally did with 28 seconds to go in the game. So they're going to have time for, well, 2, maybe 3 plays, but they can't call a timeout to set up their field goal team, so they're going to have a completed pass that goes out of bounds or an incomplete pass to set up the attempted field goal, or be lucky enough to get a touchdown.
Everything going well on this drive for the most part until that play. And earlier in the game, I was really thinking about how nice it is for a quarterback like Fox to have that maneuverability. I think sometimes that's a little bit underrated because a sack hurts you so much. It helps the defense so much.
Absolutely.
And he had a few times where he was able to get away. That time it just kind of all fell in on him before he was able to get outside.
Well, he had guys closing in on him from both sides. The only place he could go was to step up and ran right into the people who were rushing. So that's a perfect pass rush. He's got to be able to get the ball off a little bit sooner than that.
You see the score, 1-point game. This is the Stripes team with the football, and they're trailing by a point. Only 28 seconds to go. 3rd down and 14 on the 29-yard line. So they can get a first down, but time definitely a huge factor. They're going to go up for grabs again, lofting it up, complete, touchdown.
Oh my goodness.
Chris Bodie has a little size advantage on Tim Hughes of about 7 inches, and they just threw it up for grabs, man-to-man coverage, and the East team will take the lead.
Well, that was just a very, very well executed fade route, and you just let the bigger guy go for it, and that's exactly what Pete Fox does. He lets it go up high and wide, like I said before. And you see Booty just making a real nice catch, staying inbounds and getting down the sideline for the touchdown. Poor Tim Hughes made a great effort on that. A 5'11" guy going up and trying to take it away from a 6'6" guy. Just couldn't get to it, and now we have to try for the extra point.
Matt Hemingway will attempt to boot it through in his kick. No good. Kicking has struggled here today. 18-13 though. The East team probably won it on that 29-yard scoring strike from Pete Fox to Chris Bodie. One more opportunity coming for the West, but there's only 19 seconds to go. They do have 3 timeouts left, which helps, but it's tough to get too many plays off in that amount of time.
That's right, especially when you're going to have to run the kickback, and that's going to take 7 or 8 of those seconds, unless he goes all the way.
See if the Stripes team elects to kick the ball on the ground, which would probably mean less time taken up, but it also obviously limits a return.
Right.
Which is really the thing you want to avoid more than anything, is letting the guy get a 40, 50-yard return.
Right, you really don't want him to get field position. You like to have him be back inside the 20 or 25-yard line, obviously, but you also want him to be in a position where the only thing they can do is go for the deep desperation type pass plays.
They will boot it high and away. Taken by Katerlick. Cutting it up the middle and down at the 25-yard line. So all in all, pretty good coverage for the East team. That forces them to go 75 yards in only 12 seconds. So they're going to need some kind of miracle here. Well, now De Leon has been the quarterback that's led them on these drives. On the other hand, I think Keating has a stronger arm, so I wouldn't have been surprised, I guess, to see either one in at this point. I thought they might come back with Keating to try and throw it long.
Absolutely, but you know, Keating has been hot. He's thrown the ball well, but you like to see the guy with the bigger gun come in, because you want to get the ball deep downfield. You don't have enough time to really do anything.
De Leon scrambling, and down he goes. Sacked on the play by Mark Hernandez with 7 seconds to go. And they'll have to use a quick timeout.
Mark Hernandez, for a 6', 300-pounder, shows pretty decent quickness. He got in pretty nicely on this and makes a nice play right there, keeping De Leon from being able to launch the ball.
Well, that makes it just a little bit tougher yet. 7 seconds probably will be the last play here, you would expect.
Well, in order to get the ball downfield far enough, it is going to take them 4 or 5 seconds just to set up and throw, and the ball is going to be in the air a couple of seconds. This undoubtedly will be the last play.
Hit as he throws, firing, looking for Mike Vincent. Oh, I guess it's not the last play. 1 second left.
They're going to get one more shot. Mike Vincent was open. The ball was just a little underthrown, and he couldn't get back to it.
I think they were doing the right thing there. You're not going to get, you obviously you can't throw the ball 80 yards in one play.
No, you can't throw it past everybody, so you got to try to get it to somebody who can run and maybe break a couple of tackles, get some, get a block somewhere, something like that.
So we're down to our final play of the game, unless there's a penalty here. 1 second to go. Well, I said unless there's a penalty, and there's going to be a penalty.
There is one.
De Leon steps, fires it up into the air, and picked off by Kriesel, but it's going to be a defensive penalty. That would have been 3 interceptions in the game for Bill Kriesel out of Augsburg, but it certainly appeared to be a defensive player jumping offside.
Is that what it was? I didn't see actually who moved. Yeah, we have an offside, so you're going to get 5 yards and throw it up for grab one more time.
No, try it again here. Clock at 0, so not a timed play here. Just one more try because of the defensive penalty. And I think in an all-star game the coaches wouldn't care, but if this was a regular season game and your guy jumped offside in that situation, you
might have something to say to him.
Yeah, I think so. Been an entertaining football game here. Wasn't really sure what to expect from this one, but a lot of good plays, a lot of good players in this one.
Well, really a very good game.
And it ends on a sack. Defensive lineman love that. Norris makes the play.
Upper Iowa
comes up with the sack to conclude the contest. 18-13 is our score. The final in favor of the East on a late touchdown, very late, 19 seconds to play, a 29-yard pass completion from Pete Fox to Chris Bodie. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment here. Final score in this one, Stripes, the East squad 18, and the Stars, West team 13.